There was so much good football to go over yesterday in that slate. My God, what a
Only one game decided by one score. That hasn't happened since 1970.
you fucking beat me to it, cowboy. But I got more. We talked about that last night, how shitty that slate was. But Week 14, 1970, as you put it, 18.25 average margin of victory is the 8th most of all time. 8 games featured quarterbacks that weren't their week 1 starters. That is
Woof.
yeah, it's a woof.
It's a woof. Big old woof.
But it's still football. I was in the chow line till late. I was sun up to my kids woke up yesterday and they're like, "What's the morning game?" You see how quickly they got radicalized? Like it was like 7 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
They want some breakfast ball.
I want breakfast ball too. More chances a good game at some point in the day. I got Dr. Fax with me. I got Nolan with me. I got Reed with me. We are Bo's on the damn screen. Bo, sorry, I almost forgot you. You just, you know.
I got Kiss Pistols.
You did Kiss Pistols?
Pause.
You look good, bro. You look good. So I don't know where to start. I guess we start Sunday night. Your boy was having a rough day at the office. Like, for real.
Who was that?
Me.
Why?
Chase Long was out last night.
Oh,
I've tried not to talk as much about my gambling exploits on this show, but let's just say the Packers had to win, or all the goodwill that I had created thus far through 2 months of NFL was going down the drain.
Jordan Love showed you some love, huh?
Oh, Jordan Love was amazing. So were the officials.
You know what's going to be amazing?
On that offsides call. We'll get to that in a second.
Man, you know what's going to be amazing?
What?
Jordan Love versus Drake May in the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Nate's prediction. You know the type of victory lap I'm going to take if that actually happens?
Well, that'd be great. But, like, can you wait till
put all of us on the
can you
grill.
wait till the 8th game today to take your victory lap? Because
I got you. We talk about Green Bay. That's one of my teams.
Yeah, it was one of your teams.
One half looking good.
No, they looked good last night. Coming in this game, I think like this was a big spot for Green Bay to look like an adult football team. I think the way they came out early this season, beating Detroit, the preseason hype, hand up on part of that whole thing. It felt like it put an immediate target on their back for people expecting a regression. They lose to Cleveland. They tied Dallas in a big spot. You know, they played Arizona last week in a game that, like, I don't think people realize Arizona is better than they think because Arizona plays in shitty time slots in shitty games, and they're down their quarterback, who's actually probably the part of the problem. Jacoby Brissett comes in. He's running the offense. I think most people are kind of looking at Green Bay last night like, all right, well, let's see. And the first half, you know, they give up long drives. They're missing field goals. The offense is start and stop, which I think is the biggest complaint you have about a Green Bay offense is just the inconsistency. Both teams play at a really slow pace, so it's not the type of game that you want to get down 2 scores at the half to a Steelers team that, you know, it's the Tomlin dog spot. It's the Tomlin home dog spot. It's the Tomlin off a terrible loss. Like, just had all the makings of a Steelers win. But in the second half, I saw the Jordan Love that has some people in the media talking about him like he's one of the next big things. And honestly, I'm not saying it had been since this game that I'm about to reference, but I remember the way they played against Kansas City 2 years ago in prime time. And it was just such a great game from Jordan Love, the offense, the whole thing. It was a big spot, primetime game. They did the same thing in the second half. How many straight completions did he have?
13, I think.
20?
Yeah, I think it was 20.
20.
Yeah.
It was 20.
Which is another thing. Once you get the lead in a game like that, you can throw the ball, and if it doesn't hit the ground, you know, you continue to work the clock and that sort of thing. So I just thought it was a great second half from this Packers team, a young team that I felt like grew up a little bit. You know, it happens in little increments, and they beat the blitz all night. So, and that makes sense that Pittsburgh came out and said, we're going to blitz the fuck out of this guy. The backs had a really hard time in protection. That's why. But Jordan Love, 2 prayers that really kind of that kind of defined the game. The 3rd and 7 to Tucker Kraft, who was magnificent, had 150 yards after the catch, and then the Watson welcome back, deep shot, dropped in the bucket. It was awesome.
That all 22 of that throw is insane, just rolling to his right and fires it across the field to the opposite hash, and it just gets over that outstretched hand of the safety. And speaking of Tucker Kraft, shout out Timberlake, South Dakota. They were talking about that during the broadcast all night.
Yeah, he's got a great story, man. And after the game, it was like he was accepting an Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was pretty happy. He was like, it's just great to come out here and beat a great team in this great weather. I was like, you go, Tucker Kraft. The other guys in the circle were like, all right, buddy. But he is so valuable to that offense.
Yeah.
You talked about it on the ride over. I mean, some of the stuff in the flat is like an extension of the run game.
Yeah, that stuff they got going in the second half there with obviously the run game really started to come on in the second half of the Packers. I thought the Steelers defense did a good job keeping Jacobs bottled up in the first half, but that dam kind of broke, and then complementing that with those completions like fast to the flat, the out routes. There are like run plays with the way Kraft can create after the catch, and a lot of those playmakers they have there. They were just playing really fast, Love was, in the passing game, and just really started to get that run game going.
It's crazy in a game like this when Green Bay wins to look at the stats and see that Jacobs had 13 rushes for only 33 yards.
He didn't get going.
He didn't
Yeah.
get going.
No.
Wilson was the guy who
Yep.
got a little going. He had like 63 yards, but just seeing all the different weapons kind of like take part in that Green Bay offense other than Jacobs, and if to see their offense work without the running game really like imposing their will, I think for defenses to come, and you're just like,
It's a
damn.
great sign because you look at this team when Jaden Reed comes back, with Watson back, with Golden out there, with Wicks, with Kraft, like they've got, and not to mention Savion Williams, who has a touchdown in the red zone, who's a really good gadget guy, kick returner for them, big physical runner with the ball in his hands. The one thing I looked at the last couple of weeks, which, thankfully they have a really powerful running back because they've had trouble inside moving people off the ball, and they were rotating guards in this game, which is kind of an abnormal deal. The run game didn't get going, but I just thought, again, Jordan Love, without the drops, 90% completion. 90% completion. That's just
efficient.
hard. Yeah.
He's efficient, man. And talking about the Steelers, who looked absolutely disgusting in those jerseys, by the way, I had to just let that out. They need to win. I mean, it is gross. I mean, I'm sure we'll get there in the mention.
It just didn't look good last night. It looked good in the daytime last year. I think I saw it in the daytime, and then at night it just kind of didn't look.
It looked
good.
like the Gotham, from like the
where the stadium explodes.
It's the week of Halloween.
Yeah,
yeah. But talking about actual ball for the Steelers, like they need to beat teams like with Steeler branded football, and they're not going to do that, giving up 35 points. I mean, I've kind of said that all year. It feels like an abnormal year for the Steelers defense, but also like they just need to be really efficient, and they're not. They're 1 of 10 on third down, which does not feel like that's Aaron Rodgers, historically. And then the thing that I think is so interesting too, it feels at times like the MVP of the Steelers offense is Chris Braswell or whatever the fuck, their kicker, and we all know how Oswell. We all know
he's
how
only
I feel
been
about
there for 45 years.
He's a serial killer.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Boz.
he's one of the few that I like, but you just feel like he is kicking like 8 field goals a game, and so I'm looking at the red zone stats for the Steelers. They're 1 of 1. It's like they're just getting to like just outside the red zone and then just hitting these like 55 to 58 yard field goals. It just doesn't really feel like they're operating efficiently and like playing the brand of Steelers football that they want with, good defense, a lot of pressure on defense, stopping the run, and then kind of like these long drives that end in touchdowns. It doesn't feel like they're really getting into a groove yet this season. It's interesting.
Yeah, you know what? And we talked about this, like they got one home run threat in DK Metcalf who can catch the ball and run with it. We've talked about his route tree being kind of limited, but unless you're feeding him go balls 2-3 times a game, I don't feel like you're really getting you're maximizing him on the field, and the lack of other playmakers is tough for them. I mean, if they are going to be buyers at the trade deadline, we were looking around and saying, hey, like it'd be nice to find either a guy that can stretch the field or somebody underneath, and especially underneath, because Nolan, you talked about this, the distance on their third downs last night in some spots, and just generally like they need to be more on schedule. You talk about like the brand of football they need to play. It needs to be like, we're going to talk about Houston a little bit. Houston yesterday kept everything manageable and inched the ball down the field. That's kind of got to be the way they play. The problem is, and Houston has the problem as well, is the run game is not imposing.
Right.
You know, the one thing last night that I thought was pretty interesting was Jalen Warren dragging a soccer goal behind him, which I think is like the Hawaiian version of the Walter Payton Hill. And to be honest, like hot take, maybe it's almost as impressive to me because that's a big, like a 200-pound goal.
Yeah.
Like
you've heard stories that maybe it was Mike Allstott. He used to bring his Jeep out onto like his high school football field and like tie it on, put it in neutral, and like pull his Jeep.
Yeah.
That thing's got wheels though.
Hell yeah, this
Like
this thing's
soccer
dragging
goal.
behind him. So, you know, I just don't think, like, when you look at it, you said it, Bo, if you were going to draw this up this year for the Steelers, and I'm not saying they're out of it, but the limitations are real. You have a $130 million defense that's given up over 30 points a game. Like, and I do feel like Rodgers was let down at times last night. I do think, and Rodgers complained about this after the game, you know, coming out of the half and getting the ball and, you know, it's third down and Green Bay's clearly offsides. Like, and they huddled, and the officiating.
That wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. And the officiating is going to be a topic today, as it has been the past couple weeks. It's almost like, and I floated this in the group text last week, it's almost like the worse the slate is, the worse the calls are. And it's almost like the NFL knows that we're still going to be in the chow line the next week, no matter how bad the officiating is. And it's almost like they're calling shit badly so people talk about the NFL.
Stimulate dialogue.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, I know that's probably not the case, but if you're watching, it's like, damn, I'll be damned if these calls don't get worse when the games are shitty. because without fail, we are all going to, like, look on Twitter. What percentage of the discourse around the NFL yesterday was about calls?
Pretty high percentage.
Yeah,
100.
It wasn't about, you know,
Almost killed Dabes, bro. The refs almost killed Dabes.
They almost
had a
killed him.
heart attack on air.
And we'll get
on
to
the
that in a minute,
sideline.
but that was a blown call in this game, and you know, a big sack in this game. You don't talk a lot about the Green Bay defense, but two things, like the pass rush got home, Gary played his ass off, you know, Micah Parsons making that play, forcing 2nd and 20, and then right after that you end up with the Herbig penalty on the punt return and the whole thing, and it just goes downhill from there. And so, you know, there were moments in this game where the pass rush made it hard. And another thing is Carrington Valentine with Hobbs out. You know, if you've watched the Packers, you know they bring in Hobbs to be an outside corner with Bullard inside, but like honestly, he played inside in Vegas, and Valentine's probably outplayed him outside. And so now you've kind of got a decision to make. I know Hobbs had an injury in preseason. I'm not saying it's not related to that, but right now Valentine might be your best guy. So you kind of have to make a decision there. But I think this is a big win for the Steelers, and one that kind of legitimizes who they are a little bit in the second half of that ball game. And Christian Watson coming back, he caught one of the prayers. You know, just having a deep target that can really run, that's a big body.
Yep.
Because Golden, at this point in his career, is a really good gadget guy. He runs a fucking 4.3. Yeah, he's super fast, but like when you want to throw a jump ball, Christian Watson's your guy. And so coming off that ACL, good to see him come out there and play well.
Yeah, having him in the fold, and then once you get Reed back, I think when we've seen this Packers offense at its best this season, it's really been the quick game that's been clicking, and that's kind of an evolution for them. Last year they had the explosive element, but the passing game's becoming more complete with, like, you think about it like a fighter. Like last year they could throw the right hook, connect on that right hook for the kill shot down the field, but weren't as good with, you know, kind of peppering the defense with body blows. They can do that now, and they'll be able to do it even better with Reed in the fold.
And you know what that leads to, Nolan? Like I was talking about the Steelers defense, 0 sacks. And that's just exactly, we talk about that quick game, that efficiency, 20 passes completed straight. Like, that's really impressive, man. That's a comfortable quarterback in the pocket, dishing the ball around, getting it out, and eliminating the pass rush for the Steelers. And they have a good pass rush, man.
Yep.
So
No question.
really show it last night.
No question. I thought they put it all together, guys. I mean, Go Pack Go.
So when you get back as Tomlin and you talk to that defense, what do you say for the rest of the year? Like, what do they need to do? Hey, just pick it up. Like,
just pick it up would be an understatement.
I see guys missing tackles. Slay looked real bad on a play early on a missed tackle that like ended up being a big, huge chunk yard play. And just like you said, if you're spending that much money on guys on defense, and like right now, that's the issue of your team. Like, how do you move forward?
Well, there's a lot of aging guys on that defense. I think that's one of the things is like, some of the names on paper sound really good.
For sure.
But, you're projecting the prime version of that player onto the field, and that's just not what's happening. And I also think the way the defense has been called at times this year has been really confounding. So I think it's a scheme issue. I think it's a bit of a personnel issue. And in the run game, like, they've just been inconsistent inside. So like, they did a good job in the run game last night, bottling up Jacobs and that sort of thing, but that hadn't been the case every week. So, depending on the week, somebody different takes a turn on this defense.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I think I do envision. I still have hope for the Steelers defense. I always love Steelers defense, man. They got a bunch of Badgers that I love over there. I think if they just have one good game, you know how these things go. Sacks come in bunches. They get a little bit of swag back. They remember kind of their identity a little bit, get some confidence going. I think that'll be really big for them coming down. But, I mean, they haven't really shown it so far. I feel like they've given up at least 30 points in
most of their games. Most of their games. Remember, the season started with them giving up. Look at what the Bengals did yesterday defensively against the Jets. I mean, the last team that looked like that against the Jets really was the Steelers defense in the opener. So, all right, let's go to Dallas and Denver because this was really impressive for Reed's Broncos, for God's team. And I think for Dallas, like, coming in this game, the one thing that it was a blind spot for me was just how bad Dallas's depth was going to be in the secondary. I mean, they were awful. I mean, you look at some of the body types back there and some of the guys, the way they support in the run game. I mean, just forget about the coverage, and guys were getting picked on out there. But the way that they support or don't support in the run game was huge in this game. I thought, for Dallas, they were under pressure the entire game because the script didn't go their way. There was an opportunity early in this game. They got down in the red zone. They got a goal to go at like the 1 or the 2 yard line. They put the ball in the air. They're seeing man coverage. They false start. Just not what they wanted out of that first possession. And then they get on defense and they're offsides on a third down that probably leads to a punt. So, there's 2 instances very early in this game where they just didn't start the script the way they would have wanted the script to go, and being down to this Denver team. And the one thing that was really impressive was, and part of it is, it doesn't matter who you're throwing at sometimes if the throw's on target, the quality of the throw. I mean, like, for instance, the Bo Nix shot to Bryant before the half was a thing of beauty. It was on target. They go empty. It's just right in his hands. So Bo Nix from an on-target perspective was a lot better this week. And I also think, like, they found some things in the rookies. I mean, Harvey was great, right? The run game was great. And Bryant was huge. Bryant threw 2 blocks on big runs. That's a very underrated thing. We talked about last week, Denver not blocking on the perimeter, in the screen game, and they were a little bit better this week, but there were still moments where I'm like, Bryant throwing blocks in the run game, becoming a target that maybe Bo Nix can go to later in the season. I talked last week about them needing to do something to evolve from a personnel standpoint. This guy was a big part of it, but Harvey, having a guy like that in the red zone who can sit there in the Wildcat, is a former quarterback. He's going to throw the ball off one of these looks, whether it's a toss play in the field or down in the red zone, wahoo for a year, and then or the Wildcat. Something's going to come off that later in the season. So I just think it was a game where Denver got whatever they wanted in the run game. And then to top it off, Dallas was not at full strength in the secondary, and they just got picked apart. It was awful. Like, the touchdown to Franklin earlier, that's a bust. They're trying to pass that off. The backer doesn't have enough depth. It's 1st and 20. Just a really piss-poor game. And I know people are saying this morning, Dallas fans are like, fire Eberflus, but, like, what do you want him to do with that
What does he
group
have to
out on the
work with?
field? Like that also goes to show you how bad the Commanders were last week.
Can I play devil's advocate with that?
Sure.
There? Like, isn't that a testament to your coaches? Like, when your next man up, like, are maybe not ready?
Well, yeah, we give Detroit a lot of credit when they're down all those guys the guys play sticky man coverage, but they don't have the pass rush up front. We talked about this.
Yeah.
You know, Detroit has Aiden Hutchinson, who's going to demand that some guys, you get less guys out in the route. You know, they have Aleem McNeil coming back.
Really good linebacker play. Cowboys have terrible linebacker play underneath. You saw it like right away when they go mesh and hit Franklin for like 30 yards. The guys are just – they're sniffing butts, man. You know what I mean? That's what the linebackers for Dallas do. They're just like, so you know, where's the run game? Yeah,
and it's behind them, and so I just think like it's a lot easier to overcome and say, hey, fuck it, we're gonna play sticky man coverage, like Detroit did, because they've been doing that for the better part of a year. Even though guys are like off the street for them, they went through it last year. They manned up against Minnesota late in the year. They did it again this year in that spot against Tampa. And then you look at Dallas. They just got guys that haven't played a lot of football, and they look like it outside, and the backers aren't great anyways, and the rush isn't great. And so imagine that. You trade away Micah Parsons. It completely creates an out-of-balance deal with your defense. So are they going to be buyers at the trade deadline? I don't know. The one good thing they have for them is Cincinnati shit the bed. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So maybe Trey Hendrickson is available, but his hip's also fucked up. And supposedly coming into this game, teams, including the Cowboys, are calling about guys like Max Crosby and Hendrickson, and they're giving the cold shoulder. So we'll see what happens there. But the defense is the thing that's going to keep this team from being a deep run team if they don't do anything about it.
And damn, so much for Dak's MVP votes.
What?
Down quick.
Well, you know,
It was,
that thing's a week-to-week
Yeah.
thing. It's like the Heisman, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, if the season ended today, I'd probably give it to Drake May.
I see the funny ass meme, and it's like Dak's MVP chances.
Yeah.
And it's like a bunch of white goats.
Yeah.
And then there's like a white lab in there with the goats just trying to blend in. And,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's funny. But it's funny how week to week, how like we get high and low on certain guys this early in the season. Or, I mean, it's not early. It's about to be,
Yeah, we're about halfway
we're
through.
about halfway.
But you know what? I mean, like, there's an argument to be made that, and he should be in that conversation. But I just think, like, Dallas should have known what they should have known what they were up against, especially after the first half. And to me, like, 30-17, couple of the biggest misses. 30-17, it's 3rd and 5. You miss Turpin on a comeback. That's a big yikes outside because you get the ball back and it's 37-13. I think they should have gone on 4th down there. It doesn't make a lot of sense in most games, but with that game script, I think they should have, that should have gone out the window in the second half. And, the Broncos just, with their run game, they iced the fucking game. So, not Dak's best game. Bo Nix is probably his best game with an asterisk because he's throwing at guys that, quite frankly, I've never heard of, some of them.
And only seeing a 23% pressure rate. I mean, anything sub 30 is bad, and you're closer to 20 than you are 30. You get a lot of time back there.
That's right.
You talked about Pat Bryant. We brought him up on the show the other day that when he comes into the game, the defense knows, hey, this is likely a screen or a run because he's used as a blocking guy. But with Kim catching that beautiful throw from Bo Nix down the sideline, he accesses that ability and then that receiving ability, and it makes the defense think, oh shit, now he's got a third. Now this guy is going to come into the game. Now there's 3 things. Like
and he can work outside.
Yes.
I think again, Sean Payton, I know they're shorthanded, but he just got whatever he wanted yesterday. And they were talking about his play calling going in the game. I thought this was a big, like, get the fuck off me for a week performance from the Broncos offense.
Pat Bryant after the game said, I told all the running backs, if y'all ever want to bounce it anyway, just make sure y'all find 13, and I'll make sure y'all boys get to the box.
There you go. That dude was blocking.
Dude just wants to block.
We see
players.
you, dog. That guy can play football. So, and for Riley Moss, like Riley Moss got attacked a lot yesterday, but he actually made some really nice plays too, including like in the red zone, down low on that in cut early in the game. It's hard being Riley Moss.
really
You know what
hard,
I'm
especially
saying?
when PS2 gets knocked out of the game. You know,
Yeah.
and he showed up. I like, you know, it probably was a little too late, but as a Cowboys fan, you probably wanted to see Dak attack Chris Abrams' drain, the third corner, a little bit more, and not, you know, go away from him. Quickly though, I know we do moments at the end, but I just want to get my anti-Bevel Conway out of the way. This game was an anti-Bevel Conway because not because of the jerseys, anything like that, but because we're in Denver, Mile High.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the biggest leg and who could have attempted?
We could have had it.
We could have had it.
Yeah.
And fucking Brian Schottenheimer decides to punt.
No. Well, before the half, the problem is the Dak interception. That was they go 2-man, and it's like he decided he's gonna work the seam and the tight end, but they're in 2-man. There's a safety right over the top. I think because of the situation, Dak assumed that safety was gonna work to Turpin, who ran the out because of the clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Turpin's wide open. You can see Turpin. He breaks out and he's fucking pissed that he doesn't get the ball. And then you watch him on sideline and the interception happens and he's like beyond livid, dude, because he was open. And that to me, like little moments in this game for Dallas where like, yeah, you probably didn't deserve to win this game, but there were so many moments where you probably could have kept this thing closer, but you just didn't, because you didn't get points before the half, or you didn't go on 4th and 5, or, you know, and a lot of times it was Vance Joseph with well-timed pressures, man.
And he's been doing that
Well-timed
all
pressures.
season.
Yeah.
All season. And shout out Jade Barron, who had that interception right at the half. Riley Moss had his first pick, his only pick, but his first pick in the Broncos throwbacks as a rookie last year. And now Jade Barron had his first pick as a rookie in the throwbacks.
Here, we just keep going. I got this stuff in my notes. 3rd and 5, you got a blitz. Guyton, this is early in the game. He's getting chip help, and he gives up the inside move. Like, just not good enough. Both tackles took turns playing poorly in the first half. And so, like, whether it was protection or whether it was situational football, the Cowboys just didn't do enough to chase in that moment. And when you look at the defense, one more thing, I saw somebody bring this up. Like, look at the way the Cowboys have drafted on defense over the past, 5-6 years. How many guys besides Micah Parsons, who you shipped off, or Overshown, who got hurt last year and is coming back soon and will definitely help, are like game-changing guys for Dallas. Like, they just have not drafted that well defensively, and here you are, and the roster just looks like totally cratered. And it creates an imbalance where you've got one great player and the rest of the guys are just dudes. And so, Jerry makes the trade and sends the guy away, and now look at it. So just tough to be a Cowboys fan this morning. I wouldn't know. So anyways, here we go. New York and Philly. NFC East went the complete opposite way for Eagles fans. They got finally, it felt like the offense from start to finish looked a lot more competent. This was like the first game where I know it's just the Giants, and the Giants, Scatterboo got injured early in this game and that sort of thing. But number one, the Eagles were going to play their best because 2 weeks ago this team beat them. And it didn't feel like, the Giants rubbed their face in it. But it did feel to me like because of that moment and everybody paying attention to Jaxson Dart and the rookie running back and, like, wow, the Eagles are going to have trouble with this duo. It felt like the Eagles said, all right, we got something for you. And they did. And one thing was in that game 2 weeks ago, Quinyon Mitchell's out for most of the ball game. Look at Jaxson Dart's passing chart. He doesn't even work the right side of the field. That makes a big difference that he's in that game start to finish. It makes a big difference that Jalen Carter's in that game. And I do think for the Giants early in that game, losing Scatterboo, that changes the whole mentality for that team. Like, if they were going to win, they were going to have to drive the football 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And definitely a team that's living off vibes. And I said this last night. It's like a magical little mini run for them. Had they won the Denver game, it'd be absolutely crazy. But to beat the Eagles on Thursday night, to beat the Chargers, like, they felt like an upstart team, and to lose like half of what's created that excitement for you in such a gruesome way, where the fucking guy's ankle sideways, they just couldn't overcome it.
So over the past couple of years, like, we've kind of seen this happen, like with gruesome injuries, like what we see on TV, and you kind of see guys of the teammate that the injury happened to, like, visibly upset, and just kind of like in real time, it's maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, but you just have to kind of like wrap your emotions up after seeing like one of your brothers like with their ankle turned the complete opposite way.
Yeah.
And like we seen it last year with the Texans with
Tank Dell.
with Tank Dell, and you see how that game went. And is there any real way to like mimic that, like for players, for us, like in practice, or to go through something like that in a game where it's just like, hey, I need to mentally block this out and try to focus up on the rest of this game?
They get one of the quality control guys to like have a compound fracture.
Just
hit
Some of the equipment
hit a
guys out
trainer,
there.
hit an intern with a fucking baseball bat in the leg. Like, during camp, sacrificing one guy here.
Because
I need to see the bone.
I'm asking you. See, Chris Long situation.
No, here-
see, this is the
I'll
odd.
give you a serious
odd-
answer, Max, if you don't mind. I'll give you a serious answer. I mean, it's true. I feel like for whatever reason this year there have been a lot of gruesome injuries to star players. Like Scadaboo's on the up and up. I think he's like been the one rookie that everyone really likes and wants to root for and stuff like that. But think about Fred Warner, down in Miami. Like, dude, there have been so many injuries, and it is such an emotional thing to overcome on the field, especially during the game, because the game is emotional without that kind of shit. Like, we all know that. We are out there. But, like, I mean, I'm thinking back, man, and there's probably 3 or 4 points in my career where, someone got seriously injured on the field and you're out there and you almost become a little numb to it, man. And I don't know if that's because Jaxson Dart's a rookie, because he's that close with Scadaboo and they're kind of the dynamic duo. And, you said it, Chris, like they're like the all vibes team, especially after that Thursday night game. And that felt like the great hope for New York, especially in the NFC East. But like, I attribute that a little bit to just the nature of the injury. It was pretty gruesome. And he's sitting there, he's trying to get up and everyone's like, dude, stay down, your ankle's fucking sideways.
Yeah.
And you see Jaxson Dart going, fuck. But I think like a little bit of that is a rookie bit too, man. And it just seemed like such a roller coaster with how well they're playing and how physical Scadaboo is and how at times it seems like he's so tough and indestructible. And then to have that happen. But to answer your question, is like, there's no way you can prep for that, man. You can't prep for catastrophic injuries. And almost as players, you become a little bit numb to it later in your career, at least in my experience.
I do think you're kind of numb to it. I do think, and we already hit it, that this team's so vibey that when the vibe gets ruined like that, and it's the quarterback's best buddy, they headbutt going off the field, like they were living in like a Varsity Blues movie, and he's one of the main characters, and he goes down like it's like a Boobie Miles thing.
He's such a tone setter for them.
Yeah,
to me, it felt like the Tank Dell call out's a good one. I also thought about Arizona losing James Conner.
Yeah,
like the way, like that's how Scadaboo is kind of like the heartbeat.
Very
of the team.
quickly, but I want to say this: no matter what happens with the injury, I think the Eagles win that game because they showed up in the second play and ran duo and the doubles in the backer's lap. And you look at Saquon Barkley get to the second level, and you see that kind of the acceleration and burst that you saw last year in so many spots. The home run hitting ability. I think the Giants. Last week, we talked about Denver needing to get on the perimeter and tried to do that with the screen game because the guys in the second level do not tackle well. And they're also down dudes. They're playing some of the guys they had to play in the second half of last game, and look how that went. Jalen Hurts, who was great yesterday, he threw a fucking jump ball to Jahan Dotson, and it should be a pick. And, you're throwing it over this guy that, doesn't play. And so they were outmanned. The Eagles' run game got going. I thought Toth played a lot better. They just
who was huge on that O line?
Who?
To interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Fred Johnson came in big personnel, and that's a new thing.
Big guys under center.
Exactly. What's going on with the Eagles' run game? Like, how come they haven't been able to get going? Historically, under Stout, it's been all the inside zone. That's been the basis of the Eagles' run game. Huge strength of their team has been the interior of the offensive line. Well, not this year. And that's why the Eagles' run game has been struggling. So I love that the fact they brought him in. He was on the field for 12 of the 33 rushes, and they rushed for 129
Bro, what is
on those plays.
What is wrong with people?
And so I think it's cool to bring Fred Johnson. Everyone's fucking talking about National Tight End Day, blah, blah, blah. Where here's Fred Johnson reporting, playing a huge pivotal role as a tight end with the Birds. I kind of like that.
I got, somebody in here goes,
popping off about it.
The ball was placed perfectly to Dotson. Dotson hit him right in the hands. Dude, the guy played fucking fantastic. We're not coming at the quarterback, but it's the small man complex that exists in fandom right now is crazy. And so let's get into the officiating, because that is what the Eagles played great. We're going to talk about the officiating. I'll go call by call, and I made this point last night. I think the officiating across the league is just shitty. I've said this all year long. You know, people have tried to attribute it to this team or that team. This team gets calls, this team doesn't get calls. Eagles fans a month ago were saying, the Eagles, nobody likes us, we don't care. The refs are included in that whole thing. And then yesterday it's like Giants fans, they take a turn and they say, hey, well, Eagles only get the calls. Bullshit. The calls are bad all over across the board, and let's go call by call in this game. So we just get an opinion on each call. The tush push. The tush push.
That was a fumble.
That's a fumble.
Was it?
Yeah. That's a fumble.
Completely.
That's a fumble. Facts. I'm shocked that you don't think that's a fumble.
You didn't think it's a fumble?
Like,
I think
clear as day.
I think.
Yeah.
And we're all Eagles fans in here.
Here's my thing. I think that the forward progress thing, like, I think that's on the ref who's making the call. It's on them. It's on the whistle. Whether it's a
but the whistle didn't happen before the fumble, unless I'm mistaken. Am I
It was
mistaken?
way
the whistle was way
and
after.
the ball. It was
and here's what you just can't do with that tush push. Again, I've been on this being officiated correctly so people can shut the fuck up about it, whether it's false starts or in this case, because most of the tush pushes, they let these things extend 3-4 seconds. And if we're going to be that way, then great, then the ball's live. Okay, but in this scenario, if Jalen Hurts is reaching out to gain more yardage, that is a fumble. And if you're an Eagles fan and you can't admit that, then you got it's not a unique problem, but you got a problem. Okay, so there's that one. And then the other one that was the biggest topic was the Slayton OPI. I think that was probably an okay call. Like, and I'm looking at why not, Bo?
He slingshotted himself. Like,
why not?
I just think, like, it's just so ticky-tacky. To me, it's like I guess what I'm trying to say is, like,
did he push off? Did his arm extend?
Yes.
Okay, because I watched it live and said, oh, shit, that's coming back. And the flag didn't come up on the screen, and I'm, like, confused. But go ahead.
Yeah. I just think that it's like you're getting into the weeds. We're getting into the weeds so much on whether or not these are penalties, and it's just creating a shitty product. And I keep going back to what Aikman said a couple weeks ago, and that's all I keep thinking about how, like, all these penalties and all the discussion around the penalties, it's like distracting a little bit from the football. My point is basically this. I think it is a penalty. I just hate that it has become such.
So I feel like
it is a penalty, but
no, I feel
let Bo fix
situations, and it's fucking ruining the product.
This is the worst angle.
So much discourse about football. Okay, just wait till we get to the fucking Bucs games. I'll tell you about the refs.
I know, but nobody's denying that the refs are shitty here.
I just feel like I feel like this is what I said before. This is what I even said about the tush push when it first started. The refs in general, it's too hard to referee it in real time. Like, a lot of these plays, like, we have the luxury, we're seeing them slow down, and we're seeing them super slow motion and stop, and they don't get that luxury. And like you've said it before, of course they're gonna miss calls, but the next thing is, what do we do to make it better?
Here's the thing. I don't know what we do to make it better.
Do the refs because also are they in the meetings when they do the rule changes? Because I know the owners vote on stuff. Are the refs?
Are you asking if the refs know the rule changes?
No. Are they a part of it and giving their input? Like, hey, this call is like, because you know what I'm saying. This call is too hard for us to make.
But this isn't a rule. But so far we're talking about couple plays.
Yeah.
Live ball fumble.
Yep.
OPI, which to me, and here's why I look at it, like from the sideline view of the deal, and I think part of it is Quinyon Mitchell slows down to track the ball, and that creates a situation where as Slayton separates and definitely pushes off, it creates maybe a bit of an illusion that he's pushing Quinyon. Quinyon has slowed down to track the ball. Mm-hmm. There is hand fighting going on, but Slayton, textbook, pushes off. How hard the push off was, unless you've got a pad on fucking Quinyon Mitchell's chest to generate force from the palm of his hand, you don't know, and it's just a judgment call. Mm-hmm. But because of the action on the play, I don't think it was a terrible call.
Yeah.
It was just in a tough time for Giants fans. Now, you go back 2-3 plays before, I think the hand's going forward on that fumble.
Yeah.
It sucks because you slow it down to like a millisecond by millisecond deal. But as a pass rusher, I know that rule as well as anybody. That ball is going forward at all. It's a fumble. The other one was the field goal. There's a whistle in the middle of the ball tracking towards the the goalpost for Jake Elliott. It should be a re-kick by rule. There's a whistle, right? Okay, so that they blew that one. And then the other one that I saw was somebody got called offsides when it should have been a false start. That was clear as day. That went in the Eagles' direction. And then the other one was a lot of people made a lot of noise about this one on a blitz where I forget who it was, but somebody came up the A gap and it looked like they got held, but in actuality, he got tabletop by the legs of the adjacent offensive lineman. So there's just so many reactionary and the overriding thing is this: the officiating is shitty. If there are 5 egregious calls in a game, which seems to be like track in a lot of these games, one week it's going to be 3-2 this team, the next week it's going to be 4-1 this team, the next week it's going to be 2-3 this team, and fans take it personally every week. They forget about the weeks that they get the calls, and then the weeks they don't get the calls, it's the most personal thing in the world. The sample size of terrible calls is actually so small compared to what's going on in a football game that it's hard to build a like a profile out for who's getting the calls. It's just arbitrary week to week who's going to get the calls. That's my point.
If PFF want to get back in everyone's good graces, how about y'all start doing it for all of these referees one by one?
They grade the refs though.
They do. It's just private though.
Yeah, they keep it.
Well,
private.
no,
You used to get that
no.
information
You
in
guys,
house.
you put us on blast. Put them on blast because I just think it's a situation too. Like, why is it fair if there's certain refs that are making bad calls, still getting primetime games or being able to?
Well, they do have a system in which based on the grades later in the year, those guys don't get the biggest games.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I think the argument is to be made that
But without us knowing, how do we like?
They just don't advertise that.
How do
because
we
it's not good
really?
for the
there
league.
needs to be more.
How do we really
I
know?
think we know, but I think transparency needs to be upped, and then officials to me need to be full-time employees.
Oh no, yeah.
I that's the dumbest shit in the world. This is a problem that's threatening, and it's a hollow threat because people aren't going to walk away from the game. You've had 100 chances after a day full of bad calls to do it. You haven't. We're not doing it. It's a hollow threat, but it is threatening the view of how our game is being officiated and how it's being carried out. Like, there are people, and I'm not calling them stupid because I have the privilege that I played in the NFL for 11 years, so I know that in my mind it's not rigged. Yeah. There's no rigging of the NFL, and I also know football, so I know when I look at a call, how a call was made poorly, and that there's no real pattern to who it's who it's benefiting. There are people out there in the wake of the NBA scandal and the whole thing that are thinking oh, everything's fixed.
For sure.
And I just don't think so.
No,
I think the officials are not good enough. They need to pay them more. They need to make it harder to become officials. And the guys need to be graded transparently.
I think, someone, I don't know, someone said this. Maybe it was Clay Matthews. He was talking about it. They need to start, he said, they need to start a farm league, for ex-players that are you're newly out of the league. It's another option. Hey, jump into this farm league of learning how to ref if you want to potentially be a referee and get your credentials and stuff. Maybe doing something like that and keeping it in-house and having a bunch of people kind of on call, free agent refs and stuff. Maybe that's something that later on they can try to help.
Honestly, at some point there's going to be officials on the field, and there are going to be officials in the booth that can make calls in real time, because how many calls do we see? Now, the thing that's scary and it's a slippery slope for the NFL is this. If you look at the NFL and there's 60 offensive plays for a team in a game, there's probably a penalty on 45 of the plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the slippery slope is if the NFL accepts some sort of progress towards doing it at a 100% rate, whether it's through AI or through some unlimited amount of people watching with all the angles that we have from home, then it is a slippery slope because there'll be a penalty on every fucking play. Yeah. And so I think the NFL is kind of at this impasse where our vantage point has improved so much since remember that fumble the Browns had in the 80s or whatever, the 90s, Ernest Biner at the goal line, shit like that wasn't a fumble or whatever, shit I remember as a kid that clear blown calls, the Music City Miracle or whatever it is. We just went about our day. We were it was kind of a bad call, but there was no Twitter to discuss it. There was no Like most fans didn't have the seed planted every time they logged on that officiating is terrible. And you didn't have the vantage points that we have now. Like, look at the delta between when you watch a sleepy 1 p.m. game that nobody's watching in the Sunday Night Football game, how many more calls that we can tell are blown.
For sure.
Because Sunday Night Football has all the fucking camera angles.
Yep.
And so I think the vantage point has outpaced the officials' ability to call the game correctly.
And we saw earlier this season in that Detroit game them go to New York to get a call right. And I just wonder, I mean, this isn't a solution for the immediacy, but like, is there something that can be done to prevent the egregious calls? I feel like you can't check every play like you're saying, Chris, but generally speaking, any game you watch, we watch every game in here. When you come out of a game, you have a feel for, even when you're watching live, you have a feel for what the big calls are or the big penalties, what the egregious ones are. In a 1 p.m. window when there's no buys, there's like 8 to 10 games at most. You can have somebody in the league office or somebody in the booth as another set of eyes watching that game to just kind of prevent those kinds of calls.
And my thing is, isn't that what they're trying to attempt to do right now? But there's still a gray area.
I think they're experimenting.
Yeah, because when we're listening in real time and they have that independent guy and they say, they're calling New York, and then they come back down and they say, hey, this was overruled in real time. It's kind of like what you're saying, but in the same token, we're watching these games and we're hearing the independent guy tell us one thing, and then another thing comes from New York.
But the independent guy, the New York people at this point only have carte blanche to overturn certain things.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be judgment calls that they're going to miss. And so, hey, we're going to get talking about this a little bit more when we get to Tampa Bay, because that, to me, is the thing that really needs to be corrected, the stuff like that. And last night, you look at Sunday Night Football after that false start, they huddled up. It was almost like New York called and was like, yo, they were offside. And they were like, fuck, we did it last week. We can't tip off that we're starting to roll out this eye in the sky thing.
Here's a thought.
Yeah.
How about one challenge of the refs per game?
Ooh, that's a fucking good one.
Throw a blue flag out there.
Per half.
Yeah.
Per half.
There you go.
I really like a blue flag.
Call New York. Get this right.
I like that a lot. Why don't we just do that?
Blue flag. But if I'm the refs, if the refs huddle up, the refs, fuck you guys.
It's an independent.
We do the flag throw.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. Y'all already got a little red flag, and that maybe is too much. Y'all are not getting a blue flag. The challenge to personally, because now you're personally challenging a certain referee or a couple of refs.
Well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about accountability.
Interesting point from Lil Shoot 'em Up to Sean. They tried it with PI, and they didn't overturn a single one. So we've kind of been here. I don't know what's happening. Let's talk about football. San Francisco at Houston. I'm really happy for Houston because coming off of last week, that was as bad a game as they could have played. It really was for the people that stayed up till 2 a.m. And that game was on till 2 a.m. They had to fly back to Houston on a short week and get ready to play a San Francisco team that knows D'Amico Ryans well. Well, he knows Kyle Shanahan well. A physical football team that's got some guys down, but is playing at Houston, where Houston is a totally different ball team. Look at the fucking games where they play at home, the way their defense plays. They took Tampa Bay to the wire. They just are generally a lot faster, a lot more physical at home. And I think D'Amico Ryans did a great job this week of following up that stinker with a real big one. 3-4 team just beat a 5-3 team. So when you look at it in this young season, they could be right where San Francisco is soon. They get Denver next week. That's going to be a totally different challenge for Denver offensively facing this defense. San Francisco ran 44 plays in this game. They ran 14 in the first half. Houston scoring drives of 16, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 10. And when you take the ball for 10 minutes to start the game and you get points, even as 3 points, I think D'Amico knew coming to this game, my defense is going to be lights out because this is a matchup ball game, right? Total matchup ball game for Houston. What does Houston do poorly? Protect the quarterback. What does San Francisco do poorly? Rush the quarterback. What are we not great at, San Francisco? Well, you haven't been great running the ball until last week. but you're not great outside from a personnel standpoint. Houston is fucking sticky outside with coverage, and the rushers are great. So I think D'Amico knew if you get up in this game, if you possess the football, you'll be fine. And the thing I love was the quick game from the Texans. CJ Stroud, we've been imploring them to get the fucking ball out. 17 to 21, 151, 2 touchdowns and 128 rating when he released the ball under 2.5 seconds. I think it was a game where they said, hey, bro, just check the ball down, hit the in cuts. When you get cover 3 and the flat is vacated, you just throw the quick out. And they kept it simple. They kept things manageable. The run game was just annoying enough. And I just want a quick screenshot in the second half. If you watch this game, and I know Nolan did, the first run play of the second half, this is kind of like encapsulates the whole day. You got Will McDonald knifing under McKivitz. Christian McCaffrey gets the ball in the backfield. He's got McKivitz at his legs. He's got Will Anderson up top. He misses the tackle. Then Toto jumps over McKivitz's body. He's on top. He misses because McCaffrey goes to spin, and then Al-Shaair comes in and just lights him up. He gets hit 3-4 times behind the line of scrimmage, once by his own guy because Will Anderson's just creating so much havoc. You get to third down, and the pocket, there is none. Right. It's just fucking both tackles in Mac Jones's lap all day long. They came out early, tried the gap scheme stuff with pullers. Petrie was triggering on the run game. Those guys were just creating havoc, dude. It was a thing of beauty when you look at the way Houston can win a game. This is it.
If you've never watched football before or you're just learning football, if you just watch the Houston defense, I swear you would think every time they tackle is a penalty, but it's not. The way they hit violently, and it's like it's legal. Some of the hits yesterday, I'm watching the game, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Like, these dudes, everyone is running downhill on a track, and I'm not a big fan of shoulder tackling and having the chance of missing or having a guy bounce off of you. And I'm always a guy like, yo, just wrap up. But if you're running downhill like these guys on this defense and you guys are running hard enough just to shoulder guys and have them whiplash, and the first thing is the top of their back hitting the ground, that happens very frequently when you watch this.
They turn people upside down, bro. And
kill zone.
They honestly, kill zone. But even outside the kill zone, out on the perimeter, there was a play in the second half where they go perimeter screen to it's like a swing screen out to McCaffrey. The guys outside are 0 for 3 getting blocks on these guys, dude. They're just all knifing under stuff. They're just creating havoc, bro. They play with such a reckless abandon. It's such a shame that the offense isn't better off because this defense, and I know Denver's real good, dude, but this defense just as good.
Yeah,
I know offense is sitting and watching tape to play them, whether you think they're good or not. You're just like, shit, because every other play is a big hit.
Yeah. No, you said it, Chris. Both sides of the ball. This was just a bad matchup for San Fran. You know, last week you saw them really get that run game going against Atlanta. But that was kind of an aberration for what they've been this season. I mean, every other week you take out week 7, bottom 5 in EPA per rush and rushing success rate. So this Houston defense was on the other side of the line of scrimmage all game. And on the other side of the ball, you know, you talked about them being able to dominate time of possession. They did just enough in the run game, and that's been kind of a bugaboo for the Texans offense this season, not being able to get the run game going. And it wasn't outstanding in this game, but they were able to consistently get like 3 yards. And so 3 yards on first down, 3 yards on second down, that gives you 3rd and 4. And that's a hell of a lot better than 3rd and 10, which is where they've been living all season long.
Exactly. And on like 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 13 or whatever it is, they were taking the in cuts and letting guys run after the catch, whether it was Hutchinson or Schultz. And by the way, like Noel, his snap counts have gone up all season long. I think he was 17, 15, 9, 17. Now you get the jump, 21, 33, 31. Yep. And so they come into a game without Collins, Kirk, and it's kind of fun to see the rookies kind of grow up a little bit. And I think Noel is a guy that's got to be on the field. Yeah. And there were 2 big plays in this game where on one of them, I think Bethune dropped coverage on Woody Marks in the flat, and you know he flips the field. And the other one
possession,
was the deep shot, and corner gets nosy. I think it was cover 3, and the safety just can't run with the cross or deep, and so like they took advantage when San Francisco wasn't on their game, and when they were, they just took the underneath stuff, and they had good rack. I mean, it wasn't Tucker Kraft rack, but it was good rack. So this was really good, and they attacked the backers. I thought in short area, Hutchinson looked really good in some short area routes, man. Like, I don't know that every game's going to be able to play out this way for them, but it was a good start for Houston.
If you're the Broncos, you have Houston next week, and you saw what C.J. Stroud did, short passes, line of scrimmage, like you were saying. What are you defensive game plan? What are you guys talking about? What are you targeting?
Tight man coverage. I mean, you look at this group. They don't have dudes outside. We're talking about, it's good they're growing up. It's like, what about Bob? It's like baby steps.
Yeah.
But that's a big jump going from playing a group fully, that's a ton of young guys. And they did bring more blitz. And CJ was really good in those situations, made some plays with his legs, the whole thing. But, like, Denver is just that much better from a coverage standpoint. They're gonna be sticky. And honestly, like, I haven't looked at it yet, but it's hard for me to see a path for them winning that game without keeping the points way down.
Right.
And that's why I think it's going to be a game where, you do try to take the quick game stuff if it's available to you. Screen game's got to be really good. And you've got to attack the linebackers for Denver because, of course, that's the one thing they're not elite at defensively, in my opinion. So, But that'll be a game that I think is winnable for them. As fucked up as it look for Houston because of the way their defense plays, like, they're in a lot of these games.
Well, how much chaos can they cause? The Texans' defense, they can cause unlimited. And in a game like that, if you want to keep the points down, you got the Broncos who Bo Nix, I love them, but tosses an interception or two in opportune times. Then you got to hit your deep shots when you have them. They had Jennings like in this game, and Matt kind of put the ball a little bit over his shoulder the wrong way, but Jennings has still got to track that ball and make the play. And then Lassiter made a big play that would have made it a one-score game late, intercepting that ball in the end zone. Just a really tightly contested football.
And sorry to cut you off. The other thing I think works in the Broncos' favor with this matchup coming up is the Texans' defense, as fast as they play, it's not a defense from a coverage standpoint that really challenges quarterbacks mentally. Like, they don't really disguise stuff. So I think Sean Payton will be able to scheme some shots open. It's just about Bo playing fast and delivering the football.
And it's about the run game. The one thing the Texans have not done very well at times is, like, the interior of the defense is giving it up a little bit in the run game. So Denver's kind of rounding into form when it comes to the run game. They've been doing that pretty well all year, but I like the looks that they're in right now running the football. In the second half of the Giants game, the perimeter runs are big for this group. So the guys outside, like, that's going to be an interesting matchup. You talk about how Denver needs to play better outside blocking. Well, these guys, as evidenced by yesterday, they fly around on the perimeter. They have to make the tackles outside. So
one big thing for that game next week, Dre Greenlaw back. So we're going to get him off his horrible suspension that wasn't deserved.
Awful.
And I and the Broncos
should have tackled
game.
the ref.
Should have challenged that.
Blue flag.
Yeah.
Blue flag, Brad Allen. And the other thing I meant to mention in the Broncos game, Alex Singleton, huge shout out. It wasn't great in pass coverage all year. How many touchdowns did Jake Ferguson have? I said he was going to have a couple. He didn't have one.
0.
Big week for you, Robert Saleh. Got to get that defense back on track, my guy. -3 points in fantasy.
They need to trade for a rusher. There's just no way. Otherwise, like, I look at this team and they're 5-3 and everything, and I try to give them their due this year because I know that they have injuries and that sort of thing. But, like, if they get into playoffs, like, with this defense,
they're the greatest.
Well, I mean, fuck, they just played the Rams and beat them, but I don't think that happens again.
Yeah.
Like, good luck covering, Philly with the weapons they have. Good luck playing the Lions. Good luck playing. It's not a defense you want to bring into the playoffs. And I do think Saleh's done a really admirable job, but
there's also no rushers available. I feel like there's like 4 or 5 teams that are really close and legitimately want rushers. Like we just talked about the Cowboys. We keep talking about Hendrickson, maybe Thibodeau, Phillips from Miami, but like how many rushers are really available? Max Crosby, like he's not going anywhere.
Jermaine Johnson, Chubb, the other one, God, I just had one in my fucking head. Well, you mentioned Jalen Phillips.
We were talking about Hendrickson.
He said Hendrickson, Crosby.
Can you get traded twice in 1 year?
Yeah,
Like, where did Clowney just go?
I think you can.
Where did he just go to? He went to Baltimore?
Dallas.
Oh, no, he went to Dallas.
Yeah, but
You got to get out of there.
Could be a good time for like a vet guy who's in great shape to like come off the couch. You know what I mean, Chris?
Green Bay. Yeah, sure. I couldn't turn my neck the other morning when I woke up. So, just don't hit me in the neck. But I watched some of the tackle play in today's NFL, and I'm kind of like, maybe a little eugenics. And, no, but I'm trying to think who. From the other guy is your guy. Like, you could break the band up down in Jacksonville. They're not going to do it, but Trayvon Walker, something like that. I don't know. Like, that's the problem. Teams looking for rushers and looking for corners. It's kind of a fucking the cupboard's not bare necessarily, but it's just not great. And by the way, the Rams just traded for
Roger McCreary,
and so they add a piece to their secondary, and they're teams that Quiet as Kept should be buying because they're like contenders.
Yeah.
But like you kind of beat the other teams that need a corner to the punch.
Do you think we'll be alive for
No.
NFL
Hopefully not.
D League, like how they have NBA D League that's running alongside of the season, and like you can pull guys up. Like if you need your team, you think that's something the NFL would try
I
to
think
do?
the NFL would be well served to have a farm system because it does feel like depth is getting worse and worse.
But I think, and like we're seeing this year, it's just like if you go through a
it's
season
supposed
where
to be like the AFL or college football, but
yeah, but these guys like who are getting hurt
Euro League
and having to just jump into game reps.
Yeah,
it's if it
you need these
if it's not
like
translated.
the UFL or whatever these spring leagues are. You need it happening in the fall.
Yeah.
These guys are
what I mean.
playing. They're active. You can call them up. Whatever.
Well, it's not like anybody's watching this stuff anyways, respectfully. So it's like, well, we got to get to the spring where people watch. Like, well, they're kind of not. Maybe take like.
Because
I just say like a year like this.
Maybe take like Friday nights in the fall or something. Like like play like 4 games.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a season like this, like where I don't even know statistically if we're having more injuries than usual.
I think we are.
There's always injuries. There's always a bunch of injuries. But when we're just seeing it at the clip that we're seeing it now in the positions and how it's happening to teams all at once, I just feel like that's the only thing that can like really drop, like not the viewership or just the quality of games and what we're seeing on the field when guys aren't really ready to play.
Yeah, quality of play and officiating and the fact that like again like quarterbacks are dropping like flies. And I do think as the year's gone on, it's crazy because there's a lot of pretty good teams and there's a lot of not great teams.
Yeah.
And there's very few like super elite teams. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a wild year.
Yep.
Anyways, it is time to board the jet.
Oh. Yeah, don't do that. Don't make those jokes.
Oh my god.
The Bengals.
Well, that's
the Bengals
why we're
try to
leading with
meme-
the Bengals.
They try to meme that joke.
It's a segue.
Man,
It's dynamite segue, if
It
I
is.
might add. The Cats you can put them on the grill. This is a game that, to me, and the only thing that they have going for them is, and we'll talk about the Ravens in a little bit, but like I think the Ravens are going to win the division. The Ravens are going to win the division. That's how this thing's going to end. Because, and honestly, they'd be a lot. We'll get there in a second. But this is the Hemingway game. It's the drunk game. It's New York at Cincy. And I guess it was drunk in that the Bengals blew a 2-score lead to a team with a quarterback who the fucking owner just called out. A team that's missing their best offensive and defensive players. They're missing Sauce Gardner. They're missing Garrett Wilson. Just like, how do you lose this game? Well, I'll tell you how you lose it, because your defensive personnel it's just cratered with Trey Hendrickson out of the game. And I will say this about the tackles. They both pitched shutouts. Membu and Fashanu.
how was that not a penalty?
They were
the hit on Henderson.
So
blocking the back.
So I don't think it's dirty.
No,
No. I don't think it's a block in the back either. Not one that usually gets called.
Yeah.
Like honestly, and for people that say it's dirty, like number one, the guy immediately was like, "Oh fuck, sorry, Trey."
Yeah.
Because he thought Trey was spinning back, and usually you are spinning back in that situation, and you get that big face up decleat. But Trey did not spin back, and the guy had just made a decision to go clean his clock. And obviously the fact that Trey gets hurt on the play draws a lot of attention to it. They also came out and ran 3 straight run plays like at Trey in this game. So you know that like in this game, I'm not sure that Aaron Glenn and the OC said this out loud, but like it's kind of like cut the head off the snake, the body will die, which is like kind of a bad thing to say in football. But it is like if you can fluster Trey Hendrickson, slow him down, if you can get physical with him, you know, guys, take your shots. I think that's what it was, and it ended up being, unfortunately, an injury for Trey Hendrickson. I don't think it was dirty. I think you've been hard-pressed to see a penalty there. But when he left the game, they had nothing.
Nothing.
And it was just Justin Fields back there baking a cake. And it's honestly, in a universe where the rushers aren't in his face, like Justin Fields is a pretty fucking good quarterback. He just processes slow. We know that about him at this point. But in a game where you can't rush him and you're giving up 50-yard rushes, like I thought Isaiah Davis was great. Got to get used to a bigger workload because Breece Hall is going to look great in Houston. And a great blitz pickup by on Battle on a key 4th and 1 for him. I thought there were multiple moments in this game where Cincy blitzed, like they blitzed on one of the touchdowns, and 27 came in there, and I think it was Battle choked it down like majorly, and he had a free shot on Justin Fields. I know you're worried about like Justin Fields, you know, run ability, but since there's a lot of bad ball on tape defensively, they're not going to be able to overcome it. I mean, Joe Flacco, the backup quarterback, almost puts up 40 points, and you lose the game. Fucking sucks.
The Joe Flacco Flex Seal, is it peeling off a little bit?
Well, no, Joe Flacco's Flex Seal on the offense works great, but like the problem is the defense in a game like this where you're up 2 scores late in the game.
Too much.
Jets own TOP, time possession in the 4th quarter. And it is hard to blame the offense except for the fact they got the ball back without 7 to go. The drive before they score in 5 minutes, they run the ball 7 of 8 times.
Yeah.
They throw the ball twice and then take a sack. It's a 1-minute possession. Then they give the ball back, and I want to give the Jets a lot of credit. I thought Engstrand called a much better game. Of course, that's a pretty soft landing for him. But they milked almost the entire clock, get down into low red. It was the clock's working against the Bengals at that point, and then Breece Hall with a really creative
touchdown
play and a nice throw. Taylor just kind of binks the fucking the defender in the end zone. Taylor had a good game blocking, catching the football. It was just a heroic win for the Jets, man. It feels good to get that first win, bro. I've been there.
Did you peep before the final drive, the Bengals? You peep Browning getting ready, thinking that he was possibly
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see that.
So Joe Flacco, I guess, ran
this.
back into the locker room for something or whatever.
Shit.
And so when he wasn't on the sideline when the last drive was about to start, and they just have the camera on Browning, and he's getting ready, he's like looking with the guys, and then they just show a spotlight of Joe Flacco running without his helmet back to the sideline, and just like grabs his helmet from someone in stride and just throws it on like, oh, let's get this final drive in.
Browning was pissed, I'm sure. But the final drive, the whole thing is like, you know, they go to Yoshivas twice with the game on the line, and like,
man, he's disappointing me, man. He's a good player.
I think an approach at that point with all the timeouts you have would have been a lot more early down, like dink and dunk, just because all you're after is a field goal. Man. And they went to him twice. Sherwood sat underneath the dig and kind of saw it on first down, and the problem is the pressure just ratchets up. You know, I think Will McDonald won on a game, or no, it was Jermaine Johnson won on a game late, you know, on 3rd down or whatever it was. And, you know, you just didn't want to be sitting there in 3rd and 10, but because you tricked it off on early downs, then you find yourself going to Yoshivas on 4th and 10.
Didn't they do that a couple times, like a time or two earlier this season? It might have been the Packers game that they lost by 9, but they went to Yoshivas late.
I trust Yoshivas.
He'd be open. That's the thing about it. He just got to come down.
He was covered on 4th and 10. I mean, like, he's got to make that play, but it's right at the sticks.
Yeah.
And then the ball that he threw in the middle of the field, the dig was like 3 people converging on it. And he kind of banking on Jamar Chase pulling the backer up. Mm-hmm. They didn't bite on it, and they played behind it. So, you know, like I wanted to nitpick on, you know, the Bengals, but I thought the one nitpick I have is like, hey, run the ball when there's 7 minutes left to go in the game. You've been doing that at a really high level. And then, when you get the ball at the end of the game, maybe don't be so kind of, it seemed reckless with your snaps, dude.
You mentioned Tanner Angstrand. He ran the same play on this
Shocker.
That he ran against the Jets in 2022 for a first down that him and Ben Johnson fired up.
I saw this.
Yeah. So this was, I mean, we can't show it, but that was
tight
the Jets.
End leak out across the formation into the flat.
Exact same play.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That he brought it back.
Well, it's a good sign. I mean, like, you need this momentum. We'll see if it carries over. They've scored points before this year, and then they had these big dips. So like Jets aren't going anywhere, but it's really good to get that win, man. I've been there. I can't remember the longest time it's taken for my team, a team that I've been on, to get a win, but I think it was like 8-9 weeks.
Well, and for Justin Fields, like how we talked about earlier, your owner comes after you, and then after the game, he gets to say about Woody Johnson's comments, that's outside noise at the end of the day. I get that he's the owner of the team, but that's outside noise. Like, that's an awesome thing to be able to say.
The one thing I've always liked about Justin Fields is he's an adult, dude. He's classy. He says the right things. I think his shortcomings are things that are kind of out of his control. I think I don't know if it's going to take getting in a spot where, I mean, look at the coordinators he's had so far in his career. Like, nobody's setting the world on fire. I'd like to see him end up somewhere at some point with one of these like gurus for a year and just see what happens. Because some of the throws are beautiful, but of course it's against the Bengals and he's got all day to do it. It's a processing thing with him. Mm-hmm. It's a processing thing.
You think it's cool to tell the media that you were in the closet this week crying?
What? Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
After the game,
there's nothing wrong with that. Facts. Men can be emotional.
After this game,
facts.
After this game,
it's happy tears, bro.
He said
he was talking about during the week.
He said during the game that he was dealing with some adversity during the week, and the owner is making comments about him publicly. Obviously, they hadn't had a win yet at this point. He got an encouraging text from his mom and then someone else who seemed to be like a mother figure in his life. He got very emotional about it, so he just wanted to share that in the media.
Well, you know what? Share it or not, most people don't really know what that feels like to be him. And, it's impossible, I understand, for most people to have any empathy for somebody who's making $40 million to play quarterbacks for the Jets. But, he's already rich. It's not like it's not like, he's worried about his next meal. It's a thing where, you only get one chance to play football in the NFL. And for him, it's easy to say, like, well, go home with all your money and just be happy. But if people are calling you names and calling you a bust or whatever it is, like, that doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. And, to end up on his third team and be winless, like eight games in the season, and the owner to make a point to call you out, I've never heard that before. And he's in New York. It's one of the biggest markets. As quiet as the Jets have been, still people are like gawking at how terrible they are. Mm-hmm. And he's taken a lot of the brunt. And he should have after that Denver game for sure. It's really hard to overcome that stuff mentally. Now, I know people aren't going to feel bad for him, but he's a human being, dude. He's a fucking human being.
I agree, Chris. And let's not forget, let's keep it 100 real quick. Like, emotional time for that organization on Sunday over the weekend with, the passing of Nick Mangold. Just a lot of emotions, I think, through that building, and happy that the Jets could get a win. I feel for him.
Yeah, I feel for him. And the Mangold thing, dude, unbelievable. Like, I thought he was asking for a kidney like a week ago, and it's just insane that it went downhill so fast. Like, we're going to talk about it later, but just we had him on the show a couple years ago when he came to the Super Bowl and like did one of our live shows, and just a gentleman, dude, just a really sweet person, dude. And all his teammates, the way they've always talked about him, and hearing Rex Ryan talk about him like all choked up like that, it's hard, man. It's hard getting old because you start just more and more of this stuff happens, whether it's like the Doug Martin thing, it's a totally different thing, or it's Nick Mangold and it's totally out of his control and he's got kidney disease or whatever it is. Bro, I'm 40 years old and I've seen way too many guys that I played with and against pass away already. It's fucking nuts, dude. So just appreciate every day. And check on your people.
You want to talk about some symbolism in this game. Mason Taylor caught the game-winning touchdown. He's son of Jason Taylor, Mangold's teammate in 2010. And then Nick Folk kicked the game-winning PAT. He was Nick Mangold's teammate from 2010 to 2016. The game happened 47 miles away from Centerville, Ohio, where Mangold was born.
Wow.
So a lot of cool ties.
And you know, you had the DT thing last week. It's just
back-to-back, yeah.
It's tough, man. It's crazy. Just like being human beings for a second. It's just, I'm 40 years old. You'll know what I mean if you're younger than me, whether you played football or not. Like, as you get older, you just terrible things happen to people you know. And it's like it happens at a higher and higher rate. And if you played in the NFL, chances are, you know, we're kind of rally cars. We're not really built to last. Now, I know the Nick Mangold thing had nothing to do with it, but it's a hard lifestyle. And I'm always bracing myself to be like, what's next, man? That's a heartbreaking deal. So, you know, our thoughts are with the Mangold family and with all the guys that play with him and coached him. It's not easy losing a teammate or somebody that you even played against or competed against, man. Been there already. And it's getting old, so.
In remembrance of Nick Mangold, there were some great stories shared yesterday. One of them was a resurfacing of Rex Ryan telling a story about when Nick Mangold got paid. And he's like, I'm worried that money's going to go to his head. I was in the Taco Bell drive-thru last night, and who was in front of me? Nick Mangold.
Yeah, that was a hilarious deal. He was a down-to-earth dude. And I just always liked him. I thought he was classy and a great player. So, all right, we're gonna get to the next game in the flyover here
after BetMGM.
After BetMGM, any sport parlay boost token. This is for the Sports Equinox, which happens 10/27. The 2025 Sports Equinox is here, and BetMGM players will receive any sport parlay boost token. To use the parlay boost token, add a parlay made up entirely of any sport wagers to your bet slip and activate the token. If you win your wager that was made with the token, you will receive extra winnings. Sounds pretty simple to me.
Go make that bet today.
When in doubt, chase like hell on Sunday night and just cross your fingers and hope the Packers win. Dude, at halftime, I was like preparing myself for, as always, bet responsibly, man. You know, it's a good time to remind you that as a guy who was down big yesterday, and I certainly have the means to make it back, but just bet responsibly. I read these ads every week. I just want to give you that on the tail end of every BetMGM ad if I can.
And I think the Packers should thank you yesterday because at halftime, I'm pretty sure you changed seats. You were sitting in one chair, then you moved to your desk.
I did. I moved to my desk, and things went a lot better.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, it was classic. Like, it was just me. Sorry about that, Jordan Love. So now we go to Baltimore, where the Baltimore Ravens get a big win, keeping their season alive. Like, listen. Here's the Ravens' hopes to me are this, and at this point,
wing out the grill.
Yeah, they're trying to
peeking the wing out the grill.
Yeah, a little wing,
maybe a little beak.
But here's our hopes. They got the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, all on the road. How they play on the road over the next 3 weeks is going to be big. And then they get the Jets, Bengals, and Steelers, I believe, at home. So you've got 6 weeks here with opponents like that. And you look at all those opponents like, I expect them to beat the Dolphins, okay? Like the way the Vikings are playing quarterback right now, I expect them to beat the Vikings. The way the Browns,
I don't know. Dolphins are kind of nasty. One-eye Tua. He's fucking eyeing those receivers.
It's also the Falcons, and I gave the Falcons out last week because I'm an idiot, and I didn't know that Penix was down. And Kirk Cousins, it's not good. It's not good. And the Falcons are just a fucking different team every week. So anyways, I just, there's ways that the Ravens can get in this. You look at the Steelers, they still, the next 6 weeks for them, the Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens. The Bengals next 6 weeks, well, it really shouldn't matter because you should be doing a yard sale right now. Bears, Steelers, Pats, Ravens, Bills, Ravens. Okay, so you look at the Ravens 6 games, you see how I think they're going to climb back in this thing and win it. I really do. And it's not based off of yesterday. I would have said that before yesterday's game. I gave the Ravens out not knowing about the Lamar thing, as most people did. Luckily, I hadn't bet it yet, but, you know, staring at the screen Sunday, and I'm like, damn, they might cover anyways. The Bears just, you know, I think the one takeaway, and we'll get to talking about the Lamar thing, for the Ravens, I got the run game going, and Snoop Huntley should be offended, honestly, that he wasn't the guy.
Snoop.
Because, like, he's I don't know if that was, like, punishment for him going away. Seriously.
That would be ridiculous.
He's
No, but
just
I mean,
better
like,
in their
honestly-
system.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
But
Right.
Drives me crazy.
Bro, this guy's already won football games for you. He
Yeah.
knows the system, which is a very unique system.
Yep.
And he ran it in a different way than Lamar runs it yesterday with a lot of timing. And maybe they need more of that when Lamar gets back, honestly. We always complain about the boom or bust nature of that offense. Like, maybe play with a little bit more timing. But the big story to me is Bears fans, and the truth is always somewhere in between on your favorite quarterback. I think that's the lesson. Like, you know, I had Bears fans taking a victory lap. Like, this is the best quarterback in the class. Like, starting about a month ago, after 2 weeks earlier, I said he's going to be fine. And people are saying I'm crazy because he didn't play well against Detroit, or he didn't play. And then he doesn't play well in Washington. And, you know, you say, hey, the guy didn't play that well. And people want to. Here's the deal. He's got to play better. He's got to play better. I think they're running the ball really well. I think he made some amazing throws in the game. He always does. Like, he puts some balls some places on ropes that I'm like, damn, dude. He really has all the tools in his body. And I think the maturation process for him is going fine. It is essentially his rookie year. Okay? It is essentially his rookie year, because last year, you can kind of throw that out the window. I thought we just saw the tip of the iceberg about how bad things were in Chicago. I think Ben's going to have him right at some point, but he's not there yet, okay? And, again, good things in the run game. I think Darnell Wright's just a fucking stud. They're running behind him. He's moving furniture around. They stressed Baltimore's man coverage early, moved the pocket, but they couldn't score in the red zone. They turned it over. Okay, and they committed penalties, 11 for 79, including 2 groundings, which are on the quarterback, and one of them at the end of the half, and it is the quarterback, leads to a clock mismanagement incident, which costs you points. And so, you know, I think the Wiggins play backed up is unfortunate, because Odunze had been getting whatever he wanted in man coverage, but he's eyeing him down, and he's running a deep over or dig. I can't remember which one it was, but, you know, Wiggins ran the route for him, and he's a hell of a player. I think when you look at the Ravens, something you got to be excited about coming out of this game is Roquan Smith looked a lot better. I thought early in the season Roquan Smith looked like he had lost a step. Maybe he had some injury that he needed a little bit of time. You know, he just comes back from getting a little rest here, and he looked really fresh. Obviously Kyle Hamilton's a stud. Did you see Kyle Hamilton picking Joe Tooney on 3rd down?
Yep.
And then
Dude, he's in the box.
accelerating.
He's looking like Dante Hightower out there, man.
And he should be in the
You know what I'm
box.
talking about?
So
He should be
Yeah.
in the box.
Yeah.
so we kind of hypothesized.
He was pass rushing. He had 2 pressures.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he did a good job in the pass rush. We hypothesized that with the Gilman trade, he would be kind of become more of that, like, in the box weapon for them. 20 snaps on ball, 18 in the box, 25 in the slot. So, you know, kind of picked up Gilman to play deep safety so they can kind of weaponize him there. I think you're going to see a lot of nickel for them and a lot of dime too. That's what they did yesterday with bringing Awuzie in. Then you have Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey playing in the slot on both sides. So
If they can just turn him loose, you know, it's exactly what we said. Turn him loose, make him the guy in the box.
he's your best player.
He's your best player. Make him affect every snap. You know, like don't. The further away he moves from the ball, the easier it is to work around him.
Yep.
And you know, when he's down in there, and you saw him on 3rd down, I mentioned that play because I swear to you, go watch that play. It's one of the single most like athletic plays I see on the field on a Sunday. Is like this guy coming from depth, picking a guard, which is usually the job of a linebacker in a pressure like that, and then beating everybody else to Caleb Williams. He speeds up off of Joe Tooney. It's crazy to see him work down in there. So I just thought like the red zone stuff kind of sucked for the Bears. The penalties sucked. And the quarterback just needs to be more consistent. That's all.
Yeah.
Like he makes the high-end plays. He just has to be more consistent. I think it'll take time. I think Ben will get him there. But it's sobering for Bears fans because, you know, I know some Bears fans that said they're going to win the next 5 or 6. And, you know, it's going to be a parade and the whole thing. Like, man, like, I know you've been waiting a long time. He is the guy. Just give him some time. Don't put the cart before the horse. I think for Baltimore it was do or die, and they put together their best game in a while without Lamar Jackson.
If you're a Bears fan, turn your ears off. But the Bears have scored 168 points through 8 weeks this season. In 2024, they scored 163. Last year they were 4-3. This year they're 4-3.
And what were they 2 years ago when we were having this fierce argument about the quarterback and how the quarterback's going to change everything immediately? Like, that was the caution on trading away a bunch of capital and losing out on trading away a bunch of capital and moving out of that spot and figuring it out. But I still think you got the franchise player. It's just going to take a little time.
What do you need to see from him next week against the Bengals? It's a defense that, we just saw without Trey Hendrickson. They don't have much. Whether they have Trey Hendrickson or not next week, like what is a?
I want to see sharp operation. I want to see no penalties. I want to see run game, and I want to see third down be really crisp. Like, to me, it's about like consistency, avoiding the big penalties, avoiding the errant throws in situations where you got to have it, and avoiding, in the red zone, the one play that fucks you, because that's kind of what's plagued them a little bit. And so, I think more so from the Ravens' point of view, just a game that you had to win and you did. And for the Bears, this is going to be a journey, man. It's a journey. It's just going to take some time. You've already been sitting there along for the ride through all this bullshit. If you're a Bears fan, like, just wait another couple months, or it might be a year. This team's going to grow up. It's just not going to happen by week 8 of Ben Johnson's rookie season as head coach. And the other thing, though, that's on him is the penalties.
Yes.
Okay, like,
clean them up.
Because I don't know how Detroit is from a penalty standpoint last year offensively, but I'm pretty sure they were better than the Bears have been so far. And part of that is the quality of the players you have on the field. It reflects on the offensive coach.
And you mentioned the Bears red zone. The first 3 games, they were 6 of 7 on red zone possessions. In their past 4 games, they're 5 of 16.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good.
I think something that would be good to see from Caleb Williams kind of down the second half of the stretch of the season is just becoming more in command of the game management aspect of playing QB. You mentioned that sequence before the half. It made me think back to, Thanksgiving last year against the Lions when, that was part head coach, but it was also part quarterback. Just kind of, you want your quarterback to be really a master of situations out there. So seeing him take that step would be big for this offense, too.
No question. I got confidence in him. I mean, we talk privately all the time. It's not that we don't like Caleb Williams. I just think this thing's gotten to be like politics, where if your favorite team's quarterback's got to be the best one in the class. And, quiet as kept, like Drake May was getting ready to put his foot on everybody else's throat this year, and he's in the MVP conversation.
Right.
I thought Jaden Daniels was the guy. And the night is still young. But right now it does not look like, and I heard a month ago, Bears fans saying, like, Jaden who, like, totally ignoring the other guy who's out playing both of them in New England. Just trust the process. Let the process.
It's so funny you bring that up. I was thinking about that today. Like, every week there's a couple minutes where I'm like trying to figure out, like, all right, what am I going to say about Caleb Williams today, because it is like this hot button topic. And then as I was thinking about that this morning, I just looked it up. I was like, this guy's 23 years old. We're going to be talking about him for 20
another 12 years, another 13 years, like, at least.
Crazy.
Because he is a pro-level quarterback, dude. The throws
he's polarizing, though, because sometimes the ball leaves his hand and you're just like, oh, God, that's so pure. You know what I mean? And you want more of it. And I think he's sweet. He's just kind of like adversarial in the media a little bit. And I feel like that kind of adds fuel to the fire. So what you guys are talking about, what you want to see from him, I want to see a little bit of leadership. You know what I mean? Like, fucking grab the team by the helm and just, like, you're playing the Bengals, all right? They're not fucking.
Also, look how long.
Go out there, be efficient, and get it done.
Look how long it took Josh Allen a second. Like, okay, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Patrick Mahomes sat for a second. Joe Burrow came out there and, he was ready to rock and everything. But, like, it doesn't happen that way with every quarterback. And I don't know, man. Just have a little patience. Everybody could use a little patience. Every week we're, this team's terrible, this team's good. Then the next week it's, the polar opposite. And so we didn't used to do this with quarterbacks because we didn't have a forum to overdiagnose and discuss every week. And now it's like everybody's got a damn opinion, and you have access to every opinion. Just watch the games. It's going to take time.
Watch the tape.
Watch the games. Okay. Indy at Tennessee. Was that the next one? Yeah. I'm gonna let you guys have this one because I had Indy first half, and then I kind of like Oh my God, Joey Sly. Holy shit. Indy first half -9.5. And
He
Joey
pushed
Sly
it.
pushed it. Great guy. Hokey. But I was cussing at him Sunday when he missed that kick, and it worked. The one thing I want to say is great wide receiver play for Indy. I mean, I think are these guys as underrated? We said this all year, the guys outside, but like, are they as underrated as anybody in the league? Because whether it's Pierce on a 50-50 ball and Daniel Jones unlocking it, the protections that allow him to sit back there and fire that javelin to Pierce, or the fucking. There was Pittman caught a ball that hit him in the face, and
Caught it twice.
And then bounced 20 yards in the air.
and then he came up with it somehow. And then the other one, the ball at the pylon that he catches behind him with one hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be
Armpit.
caught up in the moment, but is there a better catch you'll see
I swear,
this year?
I think Daniel Jones threw it so hard that it stuck into
said-
his
Stuck
thigh.
right in
said
his arm.
that and then the Joe Flacco to Jamar Chase when
Yes.
he put that in Joe when
No
in his
question.
shoulder, almost like the same thing. But it's one of those things. It's showing how accurate some of these quarterbacks are, and I just feel like because we play football and we've been around football, we can see a pass like that and be like, holy shit. Did you just see what happened? Yes, amazing catch. But did you see where the quarterback put that ball only where your guy basically has a chance
Right.
or it's going to be an incompletion,
Yeah.
like no chance for an interception in a play like that? It's very, very impressive.
They're just tough to deal with, man. Like, I'm yet to see a defense have an answer.
And if Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor both keep playing at this clip and they keep winning, like how would you choose MVP?
Will it be John?
Give it to JT.
Give it to JT.
Come on.
Just give it to him.
Because like this team with no run game, I don't know what they look
Yeah.
like. And I'm not taking anything away from Daniel Jones.
I hear
Put
you.
Daniel Jones in the Pro Bowl. Like, but give Daniel Jones comeback player of the year. I think on the show, I don't get a lot of these right. The preseason, like this is what happens. But I think I said Daniel Jones comeback player of the year. He should. Now I know there's some people that say you have to get hurt or like fucking like. But this guy coming back from being the laughing stock, bro.
Yeah.
He is legitimately, if his name wasn't Daniel Jones, we would be having this conversation a lot more about
One of the
MVP.
best memes of the year so far is from Scary Movie, the Officer Doofy meme, and he's like he's acting like
How do I access this meme?
he's acting like he's slow, and there's a scene where he's kind of like he starts walking out of somewhere where people think he's kind of like mentally challenged, and then he starts ripping off his stuff, and he turns into like this.
I forgot about Officer Doofy.
he turns into this well-bodied, like
Yeah.
like supermodel dude just walking down the street, and like they're showing that like Giants, Daniel Jones.
I'll do you one better. The Kaiser Soze limp.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Daniel Jones.
No, I mean Daniel Jones is incredible, and there's people comparing Saquon's last season to Jonathan Taylor's season here. And honestly, like
Come to it.
let me take the Philly out of it. I don't know how you could say one's much different than the other statistically. I mean, like, and what you're
Yeah, you
seeing is, I mean, also that Eagles offensive line last year was just they were
Yeah.
cooking with gas.
I mean,
and this is an incredible offensive line, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they're the group that the Eagles had
Wait,
last year.
Saquon had 15 all of last season.
Yes, but the one difference. So Saquon had 15 total touchdowns last year. Jonathan Taylor has 14 total touchdowns this season. The one big difference is that Jalen Hurts had however many 1-yard touchdown runs that
No
could
question.
argue
That's it.
would
No
have gone to
question.
Saquon Barkley.
No, but it's true.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
It's
is.
true.
It is.
I mean, if we're going to do it off of touchdowns, that's one
Right.
thing. But Jonathan Taylor is having the kind of year where you can talk about him in the light that you were talking about Saquon last
And
year.
at a minimum,
He's going to
like,
be over 2,000 all-purpose yards for sure. I feel like
Yes.
for sure.
Oh, for sure. He's
At a
tracking
minimum,
to like 2,400.
Yes.
even if you like table the MVP conversation for a second, is there anybody who has an argument over him for OPOY? Like I don't even
Probably
think it's
not.
close.
No.
Like not
And-
even close.
And
No.
he'll need to. Last year, I think he bought all of his
Oh, he brought up
offensive linemen.
JSN. JSN's got an argument, but this guy is
No way.
he's the
I mean, he leads the league in rushing yards, rushing TDs. He's also top 5 in receptions and receiving yards among running backs.
That's the thing. Is
What he does
you
on
can
3
dump
downs.
it down to him and fucking kill people.
And you watch, he ran away for touchdowns yesterday where he should have been tackled 6 different times, or any other running back wouldn't have been able to stay in bounds. There was one where he tiptoed down the sideline for 20 yards.
I don't know how to stay in bounds. Yeah.
It was insane. And he
Outran the
2 guys.
backside safety too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking nice.
And it honestly, it didn't look like he was running at 100% at the end of that play. He was just kind of he knew he was going to score. Now this image right here, I mean, the tweet is captioned with, if you're on your couch right now, if you've never played it down in the NFL, could you gain a yard as a
And you
running
know what? There were some situations, and no one's arguing with Saquon Barkley being one of the best running backs on the planet. And last year, he was absolutely the best running back on the planet. But he ran through some truck-sized holes as well. I gotta be fair.
Jalen Warren could pull that soccer goal through that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Look at this.
there.
I mean, it is
Yeah, it is.
insane that this offensive line is giving. I mean, look at how much space he has to operate. And so he need last year. I forgot what Jonathan Taylor got his offensive line last year, but he's going to need to double it or something this year.
This is what a Simmons-less defense
and
looks
Snead.
like for
And Snead.
Yeah. And it's only going to get worse if they ship him off.
Yeah.
So you better hope you guys got some Flex Seal guys maybe coming to that defense or something.
I think it's
probably just
I think
picks,
the
right?
Titans were looking into the horizon, for the future.
Not getting much better. There's no reinforcements coming in Tennessee, man. Fuck.
Just
Well, and that in and of itself is like that game, in my opinion, is an argument in favor of moving Simmons to get some draft capital so you can get a few more guys. I mean, just
Evidently, they said
It's
the
just
2
simple.
guys that aren't for sale are, and it was funny because Schefter was like, "There's 2 people that they're not willing to trade: the quarterback." I was like, "Oh, really?" and the defensive tackle. But we hear that stuff all the time, and what it can do is almost implore an interested party into overpaying.
Of course.
I
That's
got
what
these cheeseburgers, man.
That's what we just did down in Jacksonville. Liam
Y'all get
Cohen,
that one.
you ain't slick. We are not interested in trading Brian Thomas Jr. Yes, the hell we are. Because you're a coach. You're
GM
interested.
facts.
You're interested in the postseason, and you're interested in winning. So that means he is up for grabs. If we get a good enough offer, that's on the other team. But yeah, up for grabs is probably the wrong terminology because we haven't been coming.
You guys are probably dropping.
Up for grabs.
With those, exactly.
Y'all are a hard team to figure out because, I'm not sold on the quarterback, and the defense isn't that good. But you don't want to trade either the rushers. So, as far as people to sell, I don't know if you would sell Brian Thomas Jr.
I got a trade for you.
What?
Eagles take Tootin and Brian Thomas Jr., and we'll take the cancer A.J. Brown out of your locker room.
No.
Yeah, hard pass.
You need
No. I don't think. Can you even trade A.J. Brown because of the contract?
I don't know.
Isn't that kind of like? No, I
how the
mean,
money shakes out.
I don't think you. Which is why the whole the Eagles. A.J. Brown selling his house, which that wasn't. There was a. It got me for a second. Somebody sent it to me. I'm like, fuck, A.J. Brown's selling his house.
It was me.
And then I find out that he's in Haddonfield, and the house
He lives in Jersey.
he lives in the different state.
But he did. He did last night. Here's another thing for you.
What?
He did do this. He
What'd he
did
do?
delete all of the tweets that
Praising Jalen Hurts.
that had Jalen Hurts in it.
Was that all he deleted though?
Yeah, I think so, man.
But again, you sent me the Haddonfield, the Chestnut Hill.
All I'm
listing.
saying, man, is you don't when you guys are winning.
I'm not
it's just
saying there's
it's
nothing wrong,
why?
but how?
Why?
How would you move him? The only way I'd trade AJ Brown is if we were going to get a transcendent defensive player.
How
Who
about
had
this?
5 sacks yesterday.
Yeah.
and how great would
In
that
a
be?
heartbeat.
How great would that be for him? For him mentally, you want to pout on a winning team? Go to Cleveland.
But I've always been a big AJ fan, so I just love the way he plays. I understand there's frustration.
Him and Dylan
I don't agree with
great.
all the ways he's handled it, but he's also really hard to move. I think from a
Can
money
we be
standpoint.
realistic here? He's not going to get traded, right?
Yeah.
This is all. There's no fucking way.
I just don't think it's.
I'd be very-
I think it's very
Very
unlikely.
surprised.
And who's a team that would want A.J. Brown bad enough?
A lot.
Oh no, but I'm just saying, like, who's willing to part ways with the capital in a current situation where
New England.
Ooh.
New England is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Niners.
Or
He's
Pittsburgh.
like the
If
biggest.
it- no, if
he's
New
like the biggest
England,
Pats
New
fan of all
England,
time, too.
if New England got him,
I think New England's, but beyond that,
because that's a coach
Vrabel wants him
coach,
back, bro.
Exactly, and that's a coach that can go in there and be like, AJ, cut the shit. Like, we're gonna get you the ball when we can. We're winning. Cut the shit. Like, cut the shit. Because that's what someone needs to say to him. Because, bro, you're an amazing player. Like, you should be a leader on this team. We're winning games, dude. We're winning games. We still have a lot of season to go. You're gonna have 1,000 yards. You're gonna get your. I don't even know what you want. What does he want? Like, honestly,
I'm going to tell you what he wants. He wants to be in one of these offenses that he looks at that doesn't sputter half the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, like, argue with A.J. Brown, not me.
No, I hear you.
Like, it's not the most efficient passing offense.
Yeah.
It is from a top end standpoint. Like, look what he did in the Minnesota game. I think he had 4 catches, and they're all like home runs. I think he wants more opportunities to have the ball in his hands.
I feel you.
I don't know. This is me guessing it. And how old is A.J. Brown?
He's 28, 29.
I think 28. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what do you got?
28. And yeah, speaking of the Eagles, real fast, Dom DeSandro dropped off some pizza and cheesesteak.
Oh, that's
Scatabo.
great, man.
Any
The
cannolis for
Paisan and Scatabo.
Scatabo?
I'm sure.
No cannoli?
Yeah, I'm sure there were some for
So
sure.
the tweet is from Jeff McClain. Cam Scatabo or Boo had a surprise visitor at Penn Presbyterian on Monday, and that's funny because Dom calls everybody Boo. Eagles do it all. Chief of Security Dom DeSandro, who dropped off pizza and cheesesteaks for the Giants rookie while he was still at the Philly hospital after dislocating his ankle on Sunday. That's fucking cool, man. Dom's a good
Classy.
dude.
class.
I was
Sounds
proud
good, dude.
proud of Eagles fans kind of giving him a standing ovation.
That was a
on the way
great
out.
standing O.
Yeah.
Very surprising from a fan base like you guys.
Well,
So that's
I don't wanna
very-
say it.
That's very good to see.
Speaking of AJ Brown's future home, Cleveland, New England.
Woo. What?
man, what a ridiculous ball I saw him throw. It was the left side of the field down by the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch this whole game. I watched Myles Garrett sacks.
Pause.
It was close early.
Yeah.
Well, he only has one. You said pause after I said Myles Garrett sacks. How can we talk ball? I just say this about Myles Garrett. The guys on the radio, like last week, that were just dogging Myles Garrett, or like 2 weeks ago, I saw some guys on the radio. It was like, he's fucking terrible. Like, he's invisible. Like, wait.
Terrible? They said that?
They were like, he's invisible. He doesn't make any plays. I'm like, all right. So just wait. When he gets 5 sacks in a game, like,
Then what are you gonna say?
what are you gonna say? I mean, he did it this week.
Yes.
He had 5 fucking sacks, and half of them, more than half of them, he's getting chipped.
Getting chipped.
He's getting chipped. He's making a move on the chipper. He's squaring back up, getting to power. He did a lot better this week playing off the chips, but just I don't think Will Campbell had ever seen somebody who, and I think Will Campbell's going to be a really good player. Already is a good player, but he's never seen anybody who gets chipped and gets back to full speed like that. Like when you're playing off a chip, like your feet stop for a second,
His doesn't.
and the minute his
Really?
feet stop, Myles Garrett took 2 steps and was at his back hip, dude. That
They
guy
kept
is.
Covers like 3 yards in 1 step.
And it's
man.
funny.
Unbelievable.
And it's funny because they kept saying it on the commentary. He's literally doing a basketball Euro step. Like he's pass rushing and he's using basketball moves, and just how big his stride is and how strong he is. Like it doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but just like you said, for tackles to like have to deal with that and realize his strength in real time, like yo, like I can't move him.
Yeah.
And he's always just going forward.
But
Always
you
going
lost
forward.
30-7 or whatever it was, or not even because they blew the over because they let the Browns score one more time. I think
32-13.
It was so
But-
fucked up.
Hey, Chris, he's the 4th player in NFL history to lose a game despite having 5 or more sacks.
And
I thought
he's-
it was more. Did the
multiple
Falcons
scores.
lose that game when
You know
Adrian
who-
Claiborne had
You know
5?
who another one was?
Adrian Claiborne,
No, they weren't.
Howie Long.
Howie Long.
That's right.
Howie Long at
Big Howie.
Yeah.
With the Raiders, 1983 Commanders lost 35-37.
Well, he should have done more, Howie.
And lost by 2 scores.
Should have done more, Howie. Should have had 6. You know?
Hey, is it like here's my one thing that I'm gonna say somewhat bad about Myles Garrett and how kind of this situation is all his fault. Because, bro, you said you want to get traded.
It's all his fault?
Yeah, he said he wanted to get traded, and then he was like, "No, I want to stay in Cleveland."
I understand.
So it's like, bro, like I understand if you want to do who was it, Joe Thomas, like the old lineman. If you want to do that thing, then it's like, yeah, but hell nah, bro.
I don't know,
there.
but I don't know
Go
though.
somewhere
Since when have
else.
we started blaming a guy for getting paid? Like I just
And
No,
why is-
not
why is-
blaming it.
why is
Not-
that-
and why does it matter?
Why is he not allowed to be frustrated after a loss?
No, he
Too. Like,
That's the funniest thing though. I
He
mean,
should
like
be
I get
grinning
what
ear
you're
to
saying.
ear.
Yeah.
Because from a personal standpoint, if you went out somewhere bad enough and you know what it's
Like,
like,
you're-
then you wait it out.
Exactly.
But like also like the amount of money that they were like, well, here is,
Yeah, no,
you know, like nobody's turning that down. I think honestly,
saying, all
this is
money
the
ain't good
best.
money.
Right. This is the best case for why you free this man and move him, because you just lost 32-13. It's not even a close football
if I'm
game,
an
and he's got
owner-
5 fucking sacks.
If I'm an owner, hell, this is why I'm never moving him, because he had 5 sacks in every jersey in that stadium. If you didn't have a Myles Garrett jersey and you're a Browns fan, whether you know what's going on or not,
Schlesinger's
you
going
probably
to sell out pretty soon.
you
Fannin.
probably grabbed a jersey on the way out. 5 sacks.
They just need to draft a white running back
there's
again.
an opportunity cost to that decision. It's 2 1s.
Yep.
That'll get you your next QB.
Dude, 2 1s are definitely gonna get you next QB, and depending on who it is, maybe they're you'd ship to somebody who's gonna need him bad enough that they're not picking at the bottom of the first round. But like, he's 29 years old or whatever he is. Like, is this team that close? Is the quarterback draft class next year very good?
Not per our guy.
Okay, so like,
Steve.
who's gonna play quarterback next year for the Cleveland Browns? I know some people think there's a guy on the bench who's going to be the franchise quarterback, but and no offense to Shedeur Sanders, but I don't think so. I don't think there's what's the path forward? You might, by the time you're good, he's going to be 32, 33 years old, and he might still be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are he's going to be very, very good, but you probably have to pay him again at some point.
Yeah.
And you could definitely get 2 1s for him. Look what they just got from Micah. He's a better player than Micah.
I know you said you didn't watch this game too closely, but here's interesting situation in this game. First off, Dylan Gabriel pissed down his legs in the end zone and got a safety, throwing the ball to nobody.
Jeez.
But after the safety was interesting, which I didn't know you can even do. But the Browns, they line up for an onside kick after a safety.
Yeah.
You're already backed up more.
Yeah.
And it's usually like a punt. You do it like a punt on
I
the
don't know if
kickoff.
I've ever seen that.
Yeah, and they were successful. They
got it?
They actually got
wow.
an onside kick.
No shit.
And it's just one of those things where they said the Browns, just in general, they haven't gotten an onside kick since like 1996.
They're down 19. It's a 3-score game.
But
They've
watch how
scored
perfect
twice.
this
We're
is.
going to score 3 times in 4 minutes.
But
We're going to do this twice more.
whoop, look, the
Nice.
hop that you always
Very
want
beautiful.
is just amazing.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, but it's just funny. Like it's just like
Analytics
I don't-
might say to do well, you can't do it every time, but if I was
no, you can.
Cleveland,
You can do an onside kick all the time. You just got to tell them no surprise onside kick,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, no surprises.
No surprises.
This is who would Myles Garrett look? What uniform do you want to see him in? Like who fantasy land? Who do you want? I mean, the Eagles obviously
Yeah.
would be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
I want to
Kelly
that
Green
game.
running around. The
No.
Yes, dude. The photoshops.
Bro, this is
of,
your worst take.
Dude, the
Yeah,
photoshops
you-
of
yeah.
Reggie
Kelly Green
White.
It's a
bro.
bad take,
Come
bro.
on.
You didn't
Dude,
like the Kelly
No, I
Green.
don't
We gotta
want-
get you a
I don't-
Kelly Green
I don't
jersey.
want
You're
Myles
gonna love it.
Garrett with that fan base. Y'all don't deserve Myles Garrett. Like you guys do not deserve Myles Garrett at all.
Why don't they
Let's bring
deserve
him-
Myles Garrett?
Let's bring him to Florida. All that, yo, bro, Myles, all that money you're getting. Think about that
How
money
far
with
it
no
goes in
with
Florida.
no state taxes, bro. That's like extra millions for you. Millions. We're talking millions, bro. Down in Florida, You don't got to worry about that cold. Like, no more snow, bro. Like, think about how much you're gonna.
Just got to worry about alligators, people on bath salts.
Nah, like how much you're saving on. You know how much. You know how much
Sharks.
snow removal is. That's a lot of money. You don't got to worry about that in Jacksonville. At
No,
all.
I don't think he's worried
I
about
don't think he's
snow
worried about
removal, man.
snow
He's making
removal.
like 35 a year.
But you still have to pay for it. Like, it's something that you don't have to worry about. And
You see his
Miles
dude, he
Garrett.
just
I mean, this is total fantasy land, but Miles Garrett and the Chiefs turtleneck.
I just was
pick.
thinking about the
It'll
Chiefs,
be
bro. It'd
like-
be so gross. People would be puking
Stop.
puking on the screen.
Stop.
You know, like in Team America, World Police, where they just start barfing. That's how everybody would be doing watching Miles Garrett in Kansas City.
Yes.
Now, Charlie just held up the Lions sign. Lions. I mean, the Lions. That would be like
have to
the
get rid
ultimate.
of-
Like, let's lean into this thing,
You
and
have to
we'd
get
have
rid of
two
both.
premier pass rushers.
oh, you're gonna keep
You're
the other one.
dominant.
huh?
You're gonna keep
Aiden.
Aiden.
Absolutely.
And how would it?
what?
How would
I
that
have
ever
no
work?
idea. I didn't
Oh,
hold the
okay.
card
We're
up.
just talking about what looks cool.
I,
Miles in the Niners looks pretty cool.
Miles.
Steelers, I think, would
No.
be sick.
Miles
Steelers.
is
Steelers
all
would be
black
Any kind of
with
like
the Ravens.
classic
Not the ones
uniform.
from last night.
in all black with the Ravens with a black visor and just looking like a. I don't even know what he would look like. He looks scary.
Dude, unfortunately, like the Cowboys make a lot of sense.
Ooh,
A lot of sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, because like that would suck.
Maybe Jerry watched that and said that. He said, "He had 5 sacks yesterday. Let's go get him. Let's go get him.
Is that how he talks?
Maybe. Let's go get him.
I like your southern accent. Do that again.
Let's go get him." Man, if Jerry Jones finds a way to get Myles Garrett, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a Cowboys fan, but I might tune in.
I'll tell you what, that would be the one thing that would absolve what he did.
Yeah,
Sure would.
for real, absolutely would.
Claiborne had 6, Chris.
Claiborne had 6
Falcons
against
won
the
that.
Cowboys.
And the Falcons won that game.
That was crazy.
I played in
Dude.
the game when a guy had 5. I think Alden Smith.
Alden Smith, Bears. He got
Yeah,
like
he
a
made-
billion
he
of them
made-
on Gabe Carimi.
No, Gabe Carimi and this other dude. He made this dude after the game retired,
Hung him up.
and then on but look, then on Tuesday he tried to come into meetings and was like outside the door trying to use his thing like, oh, I'll
Hold the George Costanza.
Yeah.
yeah, basically was like, yeah, like I didn't really want to retire.
I was just kidding.
like,
Just joking. Yeah, just
yeah, and they were like, dude, like you can't be here.
can't do that.
Like, call your agent. and
That's a
figure
weird
it
way
out.
to get a victory Monday,
Man,
especially when you didn't win.
Of those players that Bo mentioned who had 5 sacks in a game, Miles is the only player to have 5 sacks and lose by more than 3 points.
It's nuts.
So
If you hear,
get on out
hey,
there.
defensive end from Team A just got 5 sacks, like, man, Team B couldn't move the ball.
Yeah. That's a Shohei Ohtani stat. You know how, like, with the Angels, they're like, Shohei Ohtani hasn't done something since Big Bill Cleaver in
Big Bill Cleaver?
in the
Who can forget
1950s
Big
for
Bill
the
Cleaver?
Asheville Swamp Rats, and the Angels lose 8-3 to the LA Dodgers.
Asheville Conference.
You guys got this week. Got the Rats.
We got the Rats this week. Oh, at least you got Big Bill Cleaver.
quick shout out
Big
to
Bill Cleaver was
quick-
in the Klan on the weekends with Ty Cobb.
quick shout out to
I mean, seriously, some of these stats from these old baseball players, I'm like, yeah, that guy was probably a piece of shit. Huh?
and shout out to Big Mo. Morgan Moses still out there blocking for Drake May, year 12
Oh yeah,
on that
Unreal.
on
He-
that old,
and hanging in there because
Yeah.
fucking.
Hanging
And you know how
in there.
big Morgan Moses is, bro.
Yes.
Every time I see that guy, I'm like, golly, dude. And just to watch Myles Garrett move him around like that, I'm
Move
like, damn. I know he's
everybody.
older, but
Hey, but hey, that New England, that O line, yeah, Miles had 5 sacks, but you guys came out with the win. And the good thing is, you probably won't face anyone like that. Like, Miles is just one of one, and it's just one of those things where it's kind of like, not that you throw the tape away, you just got to know that, like, hey, like, I'm not gonna face too many guys that can just do everything and it worked.
do you know how much Mike has changed things in Green Bay?
Oh my God!
Imagine if that were Miles instead of Micah. I'm not taking anything away from Micah, but like on that line,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so, Miles is just one of one. So, Buffalo, Carolina. What y'all think? Are we still worried about Buffalo's offense?
Not worried about Buffalo's offense.
Oh, okay,
dude.
just
Let
checking.
me tell you why.
What?
Someone named James was fucking cooking. What, bro? You kidding me? Did you watch this game?
He said, "What?
What?
They only scored 40 points.
216 yards.
It's the
rushing.
Panthers, though.
40 points.
It's the Browns."
9.
I hear you.
Yeah, but if the Jags
I hear
fucking scored 40 points on a high school football team, you'd come in here going, Duval.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Man,
like,
you see what Trevor did to De La Salle last night? That was crazy.
No, I seen what Drake May did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not going to look too much into this game, Chris, but basically just nice for the Bills to get back on track after a bye week. Like I said, James Cook was cooking 216 yards, kind of like, the image that we just had of Jonathan Taylor with that gap. That's a little bit how it felt with the O-line, just moving people. And the thing is, too, is like the Panthers have actually had a pretty good run defense. Talked about Derek Brown and how well he played last week. So it was actually a really good showing from him. Also, Khalil Shakir had a fucking sick 54-yard touchdown. Listen, man, this wasn't much of a game, honestly. Kicked 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. Bills look really good. Pretty exciting for the Bills to feel like they're back on track, especially because they got some good games coming up here. They're playing Kansas City's coming to play in Buffalo this upcoming week, and good to get back on track for that. Everything kind of feels right in the AFC for me right now. So,
And
dude, but Ed Oliver got hurt. This is a big deal. The Ed Oliver injury is a big deal, and that's a defense that is going to hurt this team down the stretch. I mean, it just is. And with that Ed Oliver down, I don't know what you do. I don't know if you make a move or, what happens. If his biceps torn, he's done for the year. You might want to you might make 2 moves defensively. I don't know. But, if I had to put more on the shoulders of somebody, it's going to be Josh Allen. And I know that, things aren't perfect outside, but I would bank on them being able to just score points with what they've got, a great offensive line, a really good run game, and an MVP caliber quarterback. And I would try to fix what you have deficiency-wise defensively, which is only getting worse.
You ever been hit forcefully with a hat?
I saw that. Have you? Not well. That's like one of those fitted hats, so that hurts more.
If the brim,
you get hit with one of these dad hats, it doesn't even make a fucking dent. So
that was
I do have a question though. Oh yeah. After the game.
Well, he's just one guy that just I don't think anybody would want to mess with after the game.
Who?
A'Shawn Robinson.
Boy.
No, he's a big guy, but there was an opportunity with him and Deion Dawkins.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if you're gonna go find a guy after the game, number one, I would keep the helmet on.
I respected that he did take it off to kind of show hey, I ain't on no.
I understand that.
I ain't on no hey, I'm coming to you man to man, and I could keep my helmet on and just headbutt you.
But it's not a headbutt thing. It's the first thing, and I trust Howie Long on this thing because back in the day, those guys were fighting all the time.
Yeah.
The Raiders, he was like, bro, we never took our helmets off for fights. He was like, the first thing you do when you wind up in a situation like that is you make sure your chin strap's buckled. Did you see Aaron Donald when he came off the sideline to find
shoulder
Britt?
pads off, helmet on?
He had his shoulder pads off and he buckled his shit up and ran in there, and it was time. And this is grown man business.
Dawkins a move it.
I want to go back through the film and see where this came about, but
well, they were talking kind of.
But what do you think? Just thinking back, what in the game can piss you off that much where you're like, I'm gonna say something to the guy after the game?
Somebody cutting me from behind, or like a high-low thing, or somebody talking about the wrong family member.
And allegedly after the game, they were talking after handshakes. And they were talking calmly, maybe talking out something that happened on the field. And then Deion Dawkins said 40-9, and then that set A'Shawn Robinson off. And then that escalated into Deion Dawkins
what did he say?
whipping 40-9, the score of the game.
He was pointing up at the scoreboard. You can kind of see it. They're talking, and it looks like the beginnings of a jersey swap, and then he starts pointing up 40-9, and that's when it kind of popped.
40-9. You already know.
It's crazy because they really were face to face.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is if you're gonna go find him what? See, helmet off. Okay, what's up then?
No, Dawkins.
What do you want to do?
Take your helmet off if you really about it. He said, "What? I'll take it off."
Yeah. Well, I'm much more interested in how.
Hey, great teammate too, by the way. Brown. He picks up Buddy.
Yeah, and said,
Buddy's
it's me. It's me.
Like, I don't care. Get off. And he's like, Nah, bro, it's me. He's like, and it carries him off.
No, but when you say it's me to somebody, like that means that they kind of black out. Like, like I've had to say that to a couple guys. Like, yo, it's just me. It's
exactly.
Just me. But here's what I really want to know about in this game is how Maxwell Harrison played. I don't know if anybody knows that. I can't wait to go back and look at the tape because that's a big domino for them. Unfortunately, though, true to form for the Bills, you get Harrison back, and then you lose that Oliver. So. One step forward.
I do think there is
step and a half
interesting
back.
discussion to be had about the nature of the AFC East. I'm not talking about because the Jets got to win, Chris. I'm talking about our buddy Dr. Fax's Super Bowl pick. Patriots are looking good, man. I don't think the AFC East is as Bills centric as everyone would believe. I feel like Patriots are cooking. You're in a good spot there, Dr. Fax.
Thank you there.
Yeah,
and I don't even want to.
Gotta give you your flowers.
I don't even want to bring this up. I don't even want to get you guys fired up yet. But hey, AJ Brown. I mean, not AJ Brown. Jalen Hurts is having low key MVP season statistically wise, and if they keep winning, I picked him as my MVP too.
Wait, so what is the take? What are you doing?
I
Because 2 weeks ago you were taunting us.
No. I'm just saying. I'm talking about individual stuff. That's what we're talking about. My picks at the beginning of the year, I was the one who picked Jalen Hurts as MVP.
But you're wrong on that one because if it came down to those two players, I would definitely take. I would take the guy who's working with a lot less in New England, just by virtue of the. I don't know, somebody's poking a fucking, I don't know, like I'm a voodoo doll for somebody right now. But I just I do think, and you mentioned the schedule. Like I want to see the Pats get tested a little bit more than they have been. Obviously, the Bills win was big, but I want to see what happens when the schedule stiffens up a little bit. And I know people will be like, well, the Bills haven't beat anybody, but like we already know who the Bills are, like year after year. Like that's the difference. I think that's what people are missing. Is like,
they
want
do
to
have some challenges coming up, Chris. Kansas City, like I mentioned. Then they got Miami, but then Tampa, Houston, Pitt, and then the Patriots a week after that. So pretty tough stretch for them. I think that'll be kind of a big indicator of where they're at, where they're going to end up in the postseason.
So a guy named Dave Swinarski says he's dating my cousin, but I only have one cousin. I don't think you're dating my cousin, bro. That's the most random chat thing I've ever seen. And I'm not protective of my cousin. You can,
Maybe he's making a long, last.
She's a grown woman. Huh?
Maybe he's making like a last name joke. We say Jake Long.
I don't know.
Cousin,
I don't know. Dude.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think he was making a reference to like someone saying the wrong thing about someone's family member. I think he's trying to.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, let me find you at. That would be the. I'd be like, man, nope. Well, that's cool. No problem. Like, it doesn't really bother me.
Real fast, we've been doing some look ahead to Week 9. This, talking about some of these game breakdowns. But Bills and Chiefs next week.
Yeah.
Coming off this game, if you're the Bills, and I was asking Bo a little bit about this earlier, but if you're the Bills offense, defense, you're going to see the Chiefs. And also if you're the Chiefs, you're going to see that opponent later, in the postseason again. Is there any holding back of defensive or offensive plays? Is there anything?
I think there's some of it, but I don't think it's like, hey, if we really need a great play here, we're not going to use our great play with the game on the line.
Would it be more like setting up? You give one look to show.
Certainly, you're always setting up for future opponents, but especially if you're going to play Kansas City again and you're Buffalo, you might have two looks off a jet motion. Like in one look that you're going to go to later. If it's successful one way, there's a second iteration of the play that you're setting up, and you could set it up later in the game. Mm-hmm. You might not be able to get to it. I mean, I never called plays in the NFL. None of us did, but I would say, like, there's definitely a little bit of, like, hey, what are we going to do the second time around? And there's more of it in a game where you're playing the Giants twice in a month.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And then also Spags. Think about Spags, how creative he is with his blitz. If you're, Spags, and there's a good chance that you're going to see the Bills again, you're giving them one look pre-snap, then doing one, maybe you're playing coverage, give them that exact same look, and the second time you play them, and do some sort of exotic blitz. I mean, we see that every week regardless.
Yeah.
In coordinator rooms or coaching rooms, is there, when you go through film, do those coaches look like, okay, this is the look they gave and this is what they did? What are the variations that they could make off this play if we see them again?
For sure.
Do they
For sure.
Do absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's always a wrinkle, and we're preparing for a game. We're looking at things not only did against us last year, like they'll look back at a look we got like last year and say like, hey, this is coming off of this. So the fact they're going to play each other in the playoffs, that matters, but like I think it's just any team is, if you're going to see somebody, whether it's like a division opponent or you're going to see them in the playoffs again, you might hold a look later. But I flatly reject the notion that like coaches are just like, hey, we're going to throw a whole game plan out and it's our best game plan to save it for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, in the NFL, that's fan thinking a little bit, where it's like, oh, well, let's just do that. Like every team's trying to win this week. And so like,
Exactly.
Okay, so the next one is Tampa and New Orleans. There's only two things in this game I want to talk about. One is Anthony Nelson having like the game of his life. That was fucking awesome, dude.
Fucking
Crazy.
That was fucking cool. And you know him.
How casually he trucked him. Oh yeah, dude, he's the chillest guy ever. But like, he's a big dude. But every D lineman in the NFL is huge. There's something about that pick that he got where after he tucked that thing down and he just casually was like, "Get the fuck off me," to Rattler, where he looked like he was 7 feet tall. It was awesome.
Dude, it looked like NFL Blitz.
Yep.
Yeah.
NFL, you remember NFL Blitz?
Ice cream. That's ice cream. A pick six. Is cool.
Yeah.
That's
But look at it, just like boom.
It looked
3,500
like an
points.
uncle in like a cousin, a family reunion playing football with
For
the,
sure.
with
You know
the
what's
kids.
funny about this play is, bro, as every D lineman, you do this stupid ass drill in practice with the coach throwing that pass that realistically he hits it in your hand perfectly so you can catch the ball like that. And every time you do it, you're like, this will never
happen.
like, you're literally saying it in your head in practice, like, this will never happen this perfectly in a game. And now all those coaches that heard the guy say that, they have perfect teach tape. And it's like, see, mirror the ball. If you just do it the right way, this can happen to you.
Well, dude, I just didn't he force a fumble early in the game? So he was all over the field, and I had one eye on this game, but like to me, it just seemed like when you get that defensive touchdown and then you get another one that gets called back, but just defense 2 weeks in a row, building on like being disruptive as fuck. They were really disruptive in that Detroit game. Just the offense didn't give them much, but in this game, they got the ball off the Saints. And I don't know, Bo, what you want to talk about first, the call or the game plan, but
no, I mean, I just kind of, to your point, like this is a little bit of a strange game. Division opponent, obviously. I don't think there's not a lot of love lost between these teams. We saw a defensive touchdown there with Nelly, which was super cool. There were like 2 other defensive touchdowns that were like, in my opinion, touchdowns that got called back. And the one from Winfield was a fumble. Jamel Dean punched the ball out. Winfield picked it up. Everybody on the field is screaming for the end zone. Everyone is playing. There is no one who's walking around, like no clear stoppage of play whatsoever. And then after a ton of deliberation, the refs said that there was a whistle, that the play was blown dead. And so they ended up giving the Bucs offense the ball at, wherever the fumble was recovered. I think it was like the 40 or something like that. But it was almost the opposite of the situation for the inadvertent whistle during the Eagles game. And I thought it was pretty poorly handled, man. Like they showed it again on the broadcast and it was so clear to me that everybody on the field was playing. Like there was no confusion. So I just don't understand. It seems like the perfect opportunity for a booth review to get that thing right. And that's where, there's a lot of frustration for me. And then there was even another fumble that I think it was Winfield again, picked it up and housed it. And they said that he was down by contact. It might've been a pick actually. Anyway, pretty interesting game. There was a series of, I think, 2 goal line stands also for the Saints where they like stopped the Bucs consecutively, like 8 plays in a row on the goal line, which was kind of interesting. This game had a very weird flow to it. Bottom line is, though, obviously the Bucs defense played well, only gave up 3 points to the Saints. Had that touchdown from A. Nelly, who was fucking awesome. They sat down Rattler. I just think it was one of those things where need to make a change at quarterback, try to do something different. what's his name? How do you pronounce this
Shuck,
fucker's
yeah.
name? Shuck. Shucks. Yeah.
Oh, Shuck. How did he
Didn't
look?
bring a ton to the table.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much for me, man. I'm not a huge Spencer Rattler guy. I think they're kind of a horse apiece. He looked a little green. And then just talking about the Bucs offensively quick. You know, pretty decent game from them. Like they had a lot of advantages, you know, from field position, defensively, things like that. To me, this kind of struck me as a game where the Bucs are obviously injured. They've lost a ton of their guys offensively, and it hadn't really showed until now. Saw some good stuff from Cade Otton. He's been there for a while. He hasn't been used a ton this year because he's had a chip and shit like that to help out with their O-line injuries. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more from Ibuka. Tez Johnson, MVP. He's kind of coming on a little bit, but again, not a super impressive performance for the Bucs offensively. You feel like they're starting to miss some of their weapons, guys that are injured, but got a great win. And,
Dude.
Beat it.
I should have bet some Tez Johnson props. Remember we were talking about that game? I was saying in the second half of that Detroit game, he was getting open.
MVP.
He's going to be big for. He's going to be. He's got to be big for him. But my question to you, Bo, is: was Baker making the throws because he looked hurt against Detroit? To me, like I know there's like,
yeah,
it was that bad against Detroit.
There were a couple. He wasn't making the same like MVP caliber gritty scramble to throw completions that the guys were making a couple weeks before. I thought Baker was pretty good. He wasn't electric.
Yeah.
There were also some like Tez had a couple drops. Like Buka, I think had a drop or two. Like there was just some meat left on the bone offensively for the Bucs. I don't think it was necessarily Baker's fault. It just seemed like one of those games kind of where the defense was really shining and they were like, okay, like let's just handle the ball. They were really committed to running the ball. They ran it 29 times, didn't make a ton of hay, only 88 yards. But like they had great field positioning a lot.
Well, they're not farmers.
Didn't capitalize with great plays. I think they just needed to get their guys healthy. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to for me for the Bucs.
Well, who do the Bucs have next? By the way, because they
got a Halloween bye, baby.
Of course,
could not come at a better time.
No, could not come at a better time to be a Buck. Can you imagine? Is there a better place to party on Halloween probably than Tampa Bay?
Do you all have Halloween parties in that pirate ship? That seems like the best place to have a Halloween party.
Ybor Street probably gonna be lit, right, Bo?
Ybor will be lit. I mean, that's a young man's game. Facts. To be honest with you, maybe like 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, wouldn't it be cool to still be young?
I thought that was your deal. I thought that was your deal. I mean, you brought Chris to an 18-year-old bar.
He did.
Right?
That was crazy.
Yeah, that's when I was a young man, Dr. Fox.
Yeah, he was like 25 at the time.
I'm an old dog.
He was trying to get his sister into the bar who was underage and didn't tell me. He was like, I got this great bar we're going to do tonight. And I show up and like.
And Chris Hansen's in?
Man, everybody was born in the 2000s, dude. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I walk into the bar and Buddy's sitting there. Have a seat, Chris. Like, it's fucking Bo, dude. Bo. Anyways.
I didn't do it.
All right, so we finished with Miami and Atlanta, and I got to be honest. Didn't get around to this one.
You didn't see Pink Eye Tua?
Pink Eye Tua was lighting it up, dude. He was like, I can't see over the line. And then he's like, I lost one of my eyes this week. And he diced these guys,
he messed around in the wrong strip club down there, get pink eye.
Oh, wow.
Get pink eye in my
Wow.
Awfully suspicious, though. Tua has a good
That's
game.
crazy.
Chris just didn't see it. Mysteriously.
That's crazy.
That you didn't
Awfully suspicious.
You know what's funny? The memes
that's
about
a good joke.
Also the memes now with all this gambling stuff going around.
Yeah.
They're like, isn't it odd? As soon as the gambling stuff goes down, Tua has an amazing game.
What are they inferring?
That he's been
point shaving, and now the jig is up.
The jig is up. I got to start playing good.
Man, what is it though? What happened? Who watched the game?
I watched the game. It was
Tell me what happened.
It was plenty. It was short passes. He 20 of his 27 passes were under 10 air yards. He completed 17.
That's why I thought for sure he was over because Macon gave out a under 206 passing yards, and I was like, there's no way he's got to be over it, right? He ends up at 205 on like how many completions?
On
1 million?
Yeah, a ton. But I mean, that's all it was. It was just
Run after catch.
Yeah, I mean, and they did scheme up some good stuff, like the touchdown to Devon Achane. They made it look like they were throwing a screen pass to the left, and Achane leaked out to the right, and at the last minute, Tua just turned and fired. But yeah, that like quick ball movement. He threw 26 passes, so 20 26, 205, 4 touchdowns.
Kind of felt to me like when a little league team that's not going to the playoffs is like, let's go out there, and, and then they just like
on 3, have fun.
Runs. Yeah, have fun on 3, and they had fun. It looked like, and you know what the biggest thing is, without having seen them play, like I was pretty surprised, and I know the game script probably dictated this, but like. They did a good job, it seemed like, with Bijan Robinson.
Really good job.
And, Anthony Weaver, whose name's gotten floated a little bit as like a head coaching candidate, and it's hard to square with the defensive performance this year at times, but like he always impresses me at the podium, and he just seems like a guy you'd want to play for. As evidenced by this game, guys weren't quitting on him. So hats off to Mike, to Anthony, and to Tua, man, because, people thought, and I still think it's over, but – one more week of keeping the Reaper off your back, honestly.
Imagine the night before the game just being Tua and just praying like to God, just like, just give me the strength and like do whatever, like to go out there and win a game. And you wake up in the morning
and your eyes pink.
You wake up with pink eye.
But the whole strongest soldier thing.
Exactly. And your eye almost shut. And you just like, you talk to God, and God's like, just get out there. Just
trust me on this.
And then you go out there and you ball out, bro. And then
see less.
And then the one thing, right?
Do less.
Sometimes seeing less.
See a lot, see a little.
Right.
That's our D-line coach used to say.
See a little.
See a lot, see a little. And that's also how it feels when you watch every fucking game, Bo. That's why I left Miami and Atlanta off the docket today.
And I love that when he threw that touchdown pass, he goes like this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, good for you, Tua.
Uh-huh.
Dude, he should, like we were talking about it yesterday. I was like, yo, just give him an eye patch. It can be Pirate Tua for the rest of the year. Swashbuckler Tua.
Or look, maybe Mike, maybe we need to.
Tua should put
and look,
the box,
we were talking shit to Mike McDaniels. Maybe he needs to go into the media and match Tua's energy.
And just throw Tua under the bus every week.
And be like, hey, hopefully he won't throw 10 picks this week.
Yeah.
And just do that every week. Maybe
you should have seen it today. It's like Wednesday. He's like, you should have seen it today. He fucking called a go ball and he went like 35 yards. There's no wind. This guy's fucking terrible. And then they go win again.
He throws 4 touchdown passes of 65
that should
yards.
Be, yeah. I would say I would speak slower if it wouldn't derail the show, because that's how slowly Mike speaks at the fucking podium.
Mike was probably like, hey, God, like, you see Tua's eye? Should we still play him? Just put him out there?
Yeah,
just put him out there.
I thought for sure it was Quinn Ewer's time, so like good for Tua.
Good for Tua.
Okay, so now we've got
Ring, ring, we got the phone line.
Okay.
Listener phone line.
I can't wait to hear
Jacksonville
this.
didn't play. Better not hear no shit.
We've got a pair of calls this week.
Guys, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a real fishy line this week that jumped off the screen when I opened the BetMGM app yesterday morning. The fishy line of the week is brought to you by BetMGM. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT, and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first-rate wager with BetMGM. BetMGM, make it legendary. Tampa Bay only laying 3.5 points at New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Erroneous. Erroneous on all counts. The Bucs are a really good team.
Yes.
Coming off a dud last week, which was more reason to pound them this week and use a very poor team to get right. Like, these moves by Vegas where they get the line wrong, they happen maybe twice a season, and I don't always make money on it. But that one was wrong. They should have been laying at least 7.5.
Yeah. I would agree.
Call.
Did he hang up? I agree.
Yeah.
Listen, the Bucs, that was the one thing I didn't think people were thinking about, was just how poorly they played last week and how teams rebound in the NFL. And I think it's also based off of like the history of, I think most people remember in the back of their minds like knockdown dragouts in New Orleans, when they play teams in division. But this is just New Orleans is cratered. It was a really good call. Thanks for the extra ad read.
That was a good call. What?
Where was that guy's accent? What was the accent? Philly, for sure. Yeah.
One more.
Chris, Macon, Cowbs, Dr. Pax, Nolan, anybody I'm missing? You're going to have to do the most annoying thing tomorrow on the live show, and that's talk about the refs all day. I'm sure you watched that Green Bay Packer game, and my dad's pretty hot right now. Steeler fan over here. Tirico and Collinsworth are drunk, man. Something's up. Something's got to be investigated. We got to get the FBI off NBA players and over into the NFL and the officiating and the commentating. What a shit show. All across the league, but especially on prime time, man. I don't know.
You just proved my point, though.
I'm sure I got lots more to say. This is Dom from California.
Dom, what's up?
Go Birds.
Dom, what up, dude? Sorry about your dad, but he had a pretty good run with the Steelers, like for most of his life. They're just not very good right now, and so I don't think the calls on Sunday night. I mean, it would have been nice to get that offsides, but you made my point, which is that like most of the games you didn't see featured way more egregious calls than the primetime game. Also, would agree that at times Tirico can seem well. Last night there was a really funny thing that I made us rewind for, and it was like a Michael Jordan reference, and then Tirico was like, "Yeah, and now it's load management." And Chris was like, "Mike, I'm a little worried about your load management." Whoa! That was a wild thing to say, Chris.
Well, and then the awkward P word that they rolled.
He was like, this is a lot like what was it? Nixon
prompted that?
against
Nixon versus Wilson.
Nixon versus Wilson, and, and he had a really
he was like, this is like a political,
it's like a presidential.
it's like a presidential debate, and Chris was like,
he's like, I don't touch that.
Oh my god!
He's like, any word with
honestly,
the
how many times
stay
a game could Chris Collinsworth's voice trail off and become a motorcycle? Chainsaw, like, I don't know, he's just fucking, he's funny, dude.
Yeah, he was like, anywhere that starts with P, I stay away from that.
Yeah, I was
like, what are you guys talking about?
Like, what other P words are you?
Oz.
Yeah.
I don't know what else are you thinking about, but anyways. All right, time for
BetMGM, another little thank you.
I want to tell you about BetMGM, and I want to tell you about the Sports Equinox. Any sport parlay boost token, Sports Equinox 1027. That's what this is about. The 2025 Sports Equinox is here, and BetMGM players will receive an Any Sport Parlay Boost token. To use the Parlay Boost token, add a parlay made up entirely of any sport wagers to your bet slip and activate the token. If you win your wager that was made with the token, you receive extra winnings. BetMGM, make it legendary. And don't chase. Don't do what I did last night. Doesn't always work. Bet carefully, okay? Because right now, I don't know what the fuck is going on with some of these games. Dude, they're throwing us a bunch of 7-point lines all week because there's no competitive football games. It's hard. It's hard to handicap right now. Don't know who these teams are.
Backup QB games or trap games.
They are trap games. Okay, so, and when out of curiosity, when was Penix down last week?
I feel like it was late, right?
I think the injury happened during the
the Niners game.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the game, he was a little bit hobbled. But I just might have just plain missed that.
I thought he was limited during the week, but...
Yeah, I guess I assumed that he would fucking play, obviously. Which is why, 1 day ago. Yeah, Falcons. A day ago. I got Penixed. P-word. Okay. Now it's time for the mentions. Best flight, dude. It's one of the rare times you can use this, but it's the Jets. You're named after a thing that flies. You're in the thing that flies after a big win. Like a Jets flight, the first win of the season. That's got to be just as good as one of these good teams winning a big game. I'm telling you, the feeling of relief is almost better than the feeling of accomplishment in life and in the NFL. And so, like, good on those guys. I hope they had some crown. I hope they were drinking, playing Boo-Ray on the fucking flight. I hope they were doing all that shit.
Honestly,
I don't care. I'm drinking on the flight.
No, I got the same thing. I got the Jets. 100%. But the best thing I would like, if they're one of those teams where the owners, like, on the front of the flight, you know how some teams, all the front office and people are in there?
Mm-hmm.
And just him having to sit there and kind of congratulate Justin Fields after talking shit and seeing him walk on the plane with everyone happy.
Yeah, just don't do that, Woody. Just stay the fuck away from him. Yep. Like, honestly, like, and I can totally imagine him coming back to him and being like,
"Hey, man, it's just a business." Like,
and being like, "Hey, it worked. It worked, huh?"
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
Did you guys see this? My best flight was the Bucks on the way to New Orleans. They all wore these shirts, Baker's face on them. You got these at all, Cowboy?
I did see those.
Like, God forbid a white boy get a little motion. And that's a short flight, and then you get a win, Chris, and you know this. What do you get on the way out of New Orleans, baby?
You get some fried oysters.
What?
Or boiled oysters. Wait, what'd you say?
Those donuts, right? What are they called?
On the way out of New Orleans?
You get those oysters.
You get the oysters,
Yeah,
bro.
oysters.
You get the Drago's oysters.
What is that?
They're fucking great. They're like charbroiled oysters.
Delicious.
And you're so tired.
Aren't they an aphrodisiac? You can get oysters getting on a plane with a bunch of dudes.
Well, is that going to make you horny?
I mean,
Yeah, what?
Like,
Whoa.
oysters, that's what oysters do.
Wow.
Why are you mad at me?
Yeah, but like, if I eat a bunch of oysters in like
don't get mad
if I
at
eat a
me
bunch of
because
oysters
that's
in
the
like
truth.
an arcade, do I start humping the fucking machines?
Arcade oysters is crazy.
No, but I'm saying like, but your logic's kind of wild. Like, there has to be something to stimulate you for the oysters to kick in. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't have to worry about it. I'm getting on a plane with a bunch of my friends.
Oysters.
We just,
Make sure you guys get the oysters.
That was wild. I think he just talked himself into a corner there.
Yeah.
You really gonna
God forbid.
you gonna get all horny before you get on the plane with your friends?
God forbid a white boy
that's
get a
pretty
little
cool.
oysters before the flight.
God forbid you eat some oysters at all.
God forbid you get a little horny with your boys on a flight, right, Fax?
Bro, if you're ever out with the old lady and just order like 36 oysters and just look at
Fax,
her.
oysters don't make you gay.
I didn't say
That's
that.
essentially like it changes your sexuality. Like you know what I mean?
I didn't say that, guys.
I didn't say that, guys.
Makes your dick fly off.
My best
How about the
flight.
Pats, huh?
Well, dynamite segue. Best flight. Any deep ball thrown by Drake May this season.
Ooh.
Guy leads the league 147.5 passer rating on targets of 20-plus yards. He is throwing pearls in the deep passing game right now.
Nice.
Just laughing at these comments. Somebody said Fax thinks oysters are like natural Viagra.
They are.
Oysters got me dropping draws.
Why are you guys making it seem
It's
like
like,
you guys don't know about oysters?
I do know about oysters.
Aphrodisiac.
Dude,
I do know about
like,
oysters.
All right.
Boned up. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, dang,
Oysters
guys.
being an African.
It's like
You guys gotta I can't make a little jokey joke. You guys gotta step on every joke.
No, but I mean, like, that's kind of your game. We're just giving it back to you.
Oyster loving motherfucker.
Oh, I love oysters, bro.
Me too.
Oh, it's a problem. I'm gonna get some. Somebody's dropping Alex Jones quotes in here.
But arcade,
The frogs.
But the thought of arcade oysters is crazy though. I don't know where you came up
Somebody
with
said one oyster give me 3/4 chub. The reason I brought it up is because I was trying to think of like a situation where if I were horny, there's really no outlet. Which is like pretty much any situation unless my wife's there or the the computer's nearby.
Oh, all right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Worst flight, bro.
Worst flight. I don't really honestly, I was looking through the flights and
Dallas.
I got a worse bus ride, Chris. And
Jaxson Dart may be
Sure,
worst flight because he doesn't have his best buddy. His buddy's still in
It's a.
Oh, is
that's
it the bus?
ride.
Oh, it's a bus ride. He's sitting in the bus
That's the
alone. I'm
worst
with
bus
you, Bo.
ride.
I'm with you.
He's gonna be like, who am I gonna headbutt?
Yeah. He's
Who
like,
do I get to butt heads with now?
what happens in like Remember the Titans when one of the characters dies too soon? You know, like it was a whole situation. It's like when they lost Bertier.
Yeah. Cannot replace a Gary Bertier.
You can't replace a Cam Scatterbo.
No, you can't. My worst.
What if Scatterbo was like Bertier in the beginning? You know what I'm saying?
They need to make a remake, a newer remake. Remember the
They do.
It'd
Where
be
they
so
don't
great.
forgive
But,
Gary Bertier for how he acted in the beginning.
But like, you gotta have like recent or like somewhat recent players, like football players.
Yeah. Instead, we're getting like some weird fucking movie about by Jordan Peele about.
So, what the
I didn't
hell?
see that movie.
Me either.
Oh, bro.
Scary movie, like scary
Bad.
football movie.
Oh, did you see it, Bo?
I saw like a little bit of it and then was just like, oh yeah.
Worst seat.
It looks wild.
Watching that movie.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Bevel Conway.
I finished movies. I couldn't.
Somebody said, "Got to get that phone off orientation lock after a plate of oysters."
Yeah.
People are going nuts. Bertier's mom served Julius oysters when he went over to their crib.
Yo. Oh my God.
Oh my jeez.
Oh man. Anti-Bevel Conway. Are we all saying the same thing?
Yep, this is the easiest
Yeah.
anti-bevel of
I
all time.
have written here Sunday night, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not even
Because I still think those jerseys have potential.
on.
But on
Black
Sunday
pants.
night,
Come
yeah,
on.
you got to change
Black
something.
pants.
What if they have black pants with it?
That would look significantly
Is
better.
the jersey really
Still
the
terrible.
gripe?
Yeah, the
Really?
jersey's really bad. Made khaki pants. What are the
Khaki
half
pants.
stripes down the
What
front
did
of the
you
jersey?
what did you say?
I
What
think
is
the
it?
jersey's tight.
You literally said when they walked out, you're like, "Oh, we're not wearing pants tonight, huh?"
Yeah, I did.
You,
it as a
you
joke.
literally,
I did it as a joke.
But it was
Yellow helmets are awful.
The yellow helmets are
Yeah.
bad.
The yellow.
Bro,
I'm
know
with
what
you.
they
I
look
wrote
like?
this down as
Bro,
well.
They look like
But the
off-brand-
Texans City jerseys are fucking
They look
terrible
like an
too.
off-brand bottle of mustard, bro. Like Dijon mustard. Like, not
Can we
even,
talk about something?
Well-
the Ravens look like shit too. The Ravens need to change their uniforms.
Really?
What?
You didn't like those?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You like the ones
I
yesterday?
actually kind of like
Yeah,
those
I mean-
too.
I don't love them.
Were they black pants?
No, it was black helmet, black jersey, white
Pants. Oh, it's their worst combo.
Yeah, I mean that's our worst combo, but their
I think it's
jerseys
worst-
are still phenomenal.
I
I
thought they were
actually
solid.
think it depends on the combination.
What I wanted to ask you guys, what color spat you would go with that look? Would you go black spat or white spat?
With-
White.
Okay, so I'm
White.
black. I'm black jerseys, white pants, white spat.
White spat.
Yeah,
Can't spat. You sign with Nike. Can't do it.
yeah.
Can't do it.
Okay, so I guess Sunday night takes the
Did we
cheese.
do a Bevel Conway?
The bevel is the Broncos Cowboys game. When Pat
Yeah,
Bryant did a
orange
mile
crust.
high salute,
Orange
like the
crust.
proper way,
Yeah.
The-
I thought it
Coolest.
was 1993 or something, dude. It was incredible.
boy did he shoot up the Broncos.
Oh, they got a plan
tears
now, dude.
Oh, he's so cool.
He's so
he's
fucking
so cool.
Pat
When
Bryant's
he-
cool as fuck, dude.
I remember being I don't even remember how old I was, but watching
Ball
Mike
player.
Anderson drop the salute like in early 2000s, I was like, oh boy, I
Dude.
like these guys.
He went to he's Illinois.
Yep.
Yeah. Went to Atlantic Coast High School. Guy can play football, dude. Get him on the field. He does the mile high salute correctly.
He's a ball player.
Salute.
That was my bevel. Is there anybody else got a bevel for the most beautiful scene in
I
football?
agree. I mean, the Kelly Greens are always nice. I mean, I'm ready for facts to shit all over them. But they're cool.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
They're good. Facts.
Is it
still
just
loud.
like you just don't like that shade of green, or
Yeah, like I'm not. It's just like, it's not that I don't like it. I guess I just maybe because I'm not a diehard Eagles fan, I just don't see the hype behind it. But I'm the same way with the Bucks, like the
Creamsicles?
Like
The creamsicles?
It's just that I just
You just
feel
like mid uniforms.
I,
Who's got the best uniform in the league?
huh?
Who's got the best? Huh?
Duval.
Heel town, man.
Steel Town. That's interesting.
Real fast one. I know I gave out an anti-bevel earlier, but I've got another anti-bevel from the same game. Broncos
boy.
Cowboys. This is an anti-bevel.
Holy shit.
Because now this is a fumble.
I know.
We're wrestling for the
Whoa,
ball. But,
man. What the fuck, Reed?
hey, dude, it's just a shot. We just want to know where that hands
too
go.
many
The
oysters.
Cowboys.
serving
oysters.
They must have some Rocky Mountain oysters. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Jeez, Reed.
Best seat, not that guy.
No, that's the worst seat. That's true.
My best seat.
That's crazy, Reed.
My best seat is going to all the practice squad guys and free agents out there. There is an absorbent amount of injuries this year, and I just feel like if you're a practice squad guy or you're a free agent, just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You don't know how many opportunities you might get, but with the amount of guys getting hurt right now, hey, you might get one shot in practice that catapults you into a game, into some more money or whatever it may be. Just be ready out there.
Just be ready out there. Seriously.
Yeah, best seat.
Yeah.
My best seat is the one at a bar at like a Chili's in Cincinnati, occupied by Joe Flacco. have a little dinner, have a couple beers. He's watching his own highlights on ESPN. Yeah, they lost yesterday. He scored damn near 40 points. In his own words, he's in heaven.
There's no shame in it. Grab yourself a pitcher. Honestly, dude, he said the truest thing ever, and that's nothing against our families as dudes. A lot of us are reclusive creatures,
right?
Myself included. I like to be alone.
A little bit of solitude.
And the older you get, the less chance you get to be alone. When I was younger, my wife used to feel bad for me when I go, like, I used to lie and be like, I'm going to, and I go to the movies alone or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You did what's the movie 40-Year-Old
I like
Virgin?
Spider-Man too. That whole
I want to go to Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just doing a fantasy. It's just fantasy baseball. But I want to be alone, man. Like, so I totally get what Joe Flacco's saying, man. There's just something about just
recharges the batteries.
Yeah.
You know?
The absence of other people.
I think
makes the heart grow fonder.
No doubt.
If there's people around me all the time, I don't like people.
Right.
Did you see Jamar Chase's response to? They asked him about it. They were like, "Hey, would you go to Inspire?" And he was like, "Hell no, I'm not doing that." And then Joe Flacco was like, "You'll learn.
There.
He'll learn.
Yeah,
he will learn.
Give him 10 years.
Okay, so my best seat is going to be Colonel Sanders. I was watching the World Series. Don't get used to it. And Colonel Sanders was sitting behind home plate, and it fucking works, man. I just wanted some KFC. And I can't tell you when the last time I had KFC, but like it was 10 o'clock. I damn near DoorDash KFC. But you know what I did last night? Got some fried chicken delivered to my house because of what Colonel Sanders did the night before. It was delayed onset Colonel Sanders.
Those Uber
He had
Eats
some real
ads
estate in your head.
Yeah.
He was hanging around.
Uber,
Huh?
they're like, we're not here to sell food. And I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah. It was so good. I might get some more fried chicken tonight, dude. That was fucking incredible. And it all started with Colonel Sanders. So,
Bo, what was your best seat?
Shit. I mean,
Shit.
not gonna lie, Nolan kind of took my thunder a little bit on that one. Flacco. I'll pivot. Best seat. What do we got today? October 27th. Best seat is me, Cowboy, Ralph, and Charlie, because it's the last fucking week of Squatober, baby. I am fucking ready for November, Cowboy. I don't know about you, buddy.
Dude, I'm digging the waking up, getting the legs moving a little bit. It's good vibe. Good,
Good, but these joints are barking, brother.
Yeah, woof woof.
Cowboy's doing squat year. He's just
Hey man, gonna keep it rolling. Gonna keep it rolling. Ain't
Save that
stopping
for next
until-
year because we're in the 11th season right now. They've put out 11 programs. They're 1 month long. Next year they're gonna have 12. You could do one every month. Think about it.
Wow.
I got an
Well,
idea for a
funny.
Squat-tober. This is a good one. Where everybody squats every day and shuts the fuck up.
Chris, we get it. You're just not built like us, all right?
No, I played
Pop a
11
couple oysters in,
seasons.
get
You're
the
talking about
squat
11
rack.
seasons? I have 11 seasons of duty.
Exercise without
Not
telling
the
anyone.
You're like meeting strangers. You're being like, did you squat this morning? I squatted this morning. It makes me feel really like, God, fucking cool. It's like talking about your fantasy football team.
I don't
dude.
know how to squat. Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how to squat.
oh, I use the pitch shark. Oh.
I love it.
Bo, once
Tree falls in the
Squattober-
woods, you know?
Once Squattober is over, I am going to use the pad. Just so you know, I'm using the pad.
Okay. Yeah, I had to yell at Cowboy.
Yeah, I got yelled at.
Sorry, Cowboy.
That's okay.
You had it coming.
What's your guys' mile time while we're here?
What it was or what
is it?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. You guys should post it on
Right
Instagram
now?
with like a little map of your runs.
What is that?
Strava.
Yeah.
Strava.
Strava. Is that Strava?
Strava. I have so many people on my it does it.
I don't know. I still love you guys.
I
Even
feel like
if
I
you're
follow someone who runs.
Even
I follow someone who runs and uses that app, and all they do is they run in the shape of a dick.
That is the
pretty
that's
awesome.
the best.
so they can post it. I'm like, yo, so you're running every day.
How do I get Strava?
Just you can download it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
I was like, you're running
Yeah.
every day just to
do
be
Strava.
satisfied when you're
You
done
can make
to
so
look
many
at
shapes,
this.
dude.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start doing like my favorite wide
Taking the
receivers
oyster route.
route
Routes.
Right.
yeah, on Strava. Like exactly. I don't know.
You have
man.
to get the.
I
like-
am crippled. That's why.
The
that's
route
why
map?
I'm hating.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hating, guys.
Worst seat.
Worst seat.
It got to be Brian Dable, right? He has to be one of the worst seats. It's just you're already still in the hot seat, and then to kind of see your up and coming running back take a terrible injury after your star wide receiver takes a terrible injury at the beginning of the season. I just feel like not really a good seat to be in as Brian Dable right now.
Yeah, not at all. Anybody else?
He
Worst
looked like I felt for him, but he looked like a 5-year-old who had gotten the cookie taken away, or that he couldn't watch his
Yeah.
favorite TV
seat?
program.
Nickelodeon.
Nope.
Oh,
Really.
he was hot.
Yeah.
I was like, grrr.
No, dude, perfect.
No, dude, perfect today.
It's like, dude, I went to the Dude Perfect movie. Did I tell you this?
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just the TV show, but they charge you $30 to put it on a big screen.
Yeah.
It was
Like I wouldn't think it would be different. They were just like
It was
making
a racket,
shots.
dude. Yeah, we're just in a stadium doing shots.
Crazy.
Anyways, worst seat.
I got a worse seat.
Yeah,
I got a worse seat last night, Sunday Night Football. Holy fuck. Packers center Elton Jenkins. They thought they were in hurry up, so he gets on the ball earlier than
That
the
was
Packers
funny.
ended up subbing.
that was
The
fun.
motherfucker's down there with his hand on the ball for like 45 seconds. He's down there the whole time, just like fuck. Hilarious. Pretty heads up play by him, honestly, to not fuck that up. But I was just laughing. Pretty good stuff.
Doing
I-
Roman chairs out there.
I've got a worse seat right now, Bo, with that glare coming
Yeah,
through
it's
his
terrible.
ass.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I saw that play. I feel like I'm in a fucking Michael Bay movie right now.
You not lying?
What the hell?
All of a sudden, some Linkin Park's gonna start playing.
I'll go worst seat. Me Friday night. Y'all know where I had to go Friday night?
Enter the
Where?
man.
So we don't enter the Sandman. They don't that's not what they're doing.
You entered the Sandman Friday night.
No, I
Yes,
did not
you
enter the
did.
Sandman.
Yes, you did.
You're the one eating oysters trying to enter the Sandman.
No, it's you.
So Friday, my buddy, happy birthday, Kenny, and I'm a good friend. You could say a lot of things about me, but I think I'm a pretty good friend. I went to his 40th, which was at a Virginia Tech football game. Okay, which meant me going to a Virginia Tech game, like, and sitting in the stands. And when I say sit, I mean I remained seated during Enter Sandman. I just looked at the people's asses in front of me. People were going nuts, man. Like, my report on Virginia Tech is having been behind enemy lines and it's a program I always had a lot of respect for. I hate Maryland. Like when they used to say, like, who do you hate Tech, right? I fucking hate Tech, but I always respected Tech. Okay. I don't care what anybody thinks about that. We were 0 for 4. There was like a 15-year period where we didn't beat them. So what are you going to do? You going to say they suck? No, they're better than us. Not anymore, though. This year we're going to kick their fucking ass. But I went behind enemy lines and went to Lane Stadium. I just was like blown away by how like orderly everything is there. It kind of struck me as almost like a military school. I mean, there's a lot of military dudes walking around like cadets and that sort of thing, but it's like super like orderly. Like the queues are orderly. Like, people aren't as drunk as they are at Virginia games for sure. Like I was expecting to see a lot more like lawlessness. It's very like even around the stadium is very orderly. Like getting dropped off in an Uber, there's not a bunch of people, which means they're inside at the game. The crowd wasn't great. mercifully, we left at halftime.
Wait, what do you mean, like not great? And what?
Well, just not like what you see on like when Virginia Tech was really good, like because they're not good right now, so it wasn't packed. But
everybody's downtown at the bars.
Is that what it is? You think?
Go to Tots down.
Really?
It gets wild.
Well, I didn't go to any bars because I did a really good job of staying incognito.
Yeah.
Not a one. Hey, what the fuck are you doing here?
Nice.
I was expecting a lot of like, what the fuck are you doing here? I just was in my hood and like had my whole shit.
You're sitting down.
And I was sitting down and the whole thing. Anyways, I'm walking through the concourse in the second quarter, and y'all know this. I've talked about this guy before, but I've got my head down, and Bud Foster walks right by me. And you know how much I like Bud. And Bud Foster's a legendary defensive coordinator for Tech who had a hand in beating us so many times, but I always respected Bud. I go, Bud. And he looks up, and he's like, Chris, what's up, man? And we talked for probably like 15 minutes, dude. It was like one of those, all right, see you later. But then we kept talking and talking and talking. It was just a crazy moment for me being in that stadium as like a fan, which I'm not, and running into fucking Bud Foster. He's the only Tech person I talked to the whole game. Just an awesome dude. Shout out to Bud. But now I can say I've been to a Tech game, and it's really not that scary. Like, you always imagine that there's some like just drunk like hillbillies and engineers and like all these fucking angry like football fans.
They're waiting for you.
Like, but they're just normal people, dude.
Yeah.
They're just
Come into the sandbag.
they just happen to have a really cool entrance music, and they happen to have really good football teams for a long time. Not so much anymore. What I will say is they played God's Gonna Cut You Down, the Johnny Cash song, and I thought, and this isn't a hot take, I thought that was better than Enter the Sandman. Enter the Sandman. So, yeah, I don't want to say shout out to Tech, but I had a decent time, and I never thought.
Someone in the chat goes, Chris loved Bud. Shocker.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you hear that a lot?
Honestly, like I'm telling you, it's weird. I wouldn't say try it for yourself, but we had a sick Airbnb on the New River, and essentially like I got there and we sat by the river and I took some boomers. No.
Damn.
I took some boomers at like 3 p.m. I was like, do we have to go to the game? Like, it is really a beautiful area. Blacksburg is really pretty. But inside the stadium, Nate, you'd be shocked. It's not what you imagine. It's just very like orderly. And the whole place looks like everything's Hokie stone and the architecture is so damn like cold. You know what I mean? It looks like a military school. It does. Yeah. It's wild. Anyways, that's my report on
you telling me that makes me want to go down there and make content and making. Don't
go down there and make content. Don't go down there. It's just it's just a football stadium in the middle of a bunch of farmland, and the people come and they're all about ball. You know, but $20 million, what it's done for our roster, I think we can beat them this year. I really do. I think the line's going to be like what? What do you think? 7.5 or something?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if UVA keeps escaping with these, last minute victories. That would shrink. That would shrink the line. But yeah, I bet 7-6.
Yeah,
right in there.
All right, fly on the wall. Anything from anybody?
Fly on the wall. Mine is going to all the other owners, probably whispering and looking at Miss Irsay and the Colts on the sideline, taking notes while their team is doing phenomenal right now. After everyone talking shit and saying she's micromanaging and and she's doing all this negative stuff, and she's just minding her business, trying to learn more about her investment in her franchise. And I just would wonder what the other guys are probably saying about her.
Well, this was also mine. I'd be curious what, at one point it looked like Alec Pierce was chewing her ear off. Wide receiver. What's wide receiver 3 saying to the owner on the sideline? Yeah. Give me the rock.
You see what we just did there?
Yeah.
You see my ability at the catch point?
Uh-huh.
You know?
He's making his pitch.
Making his pitch.
Is she single?
I knew that was coming from you at some point this year.
Hey, man.
It's been angling.
Well, I watch a lot of ball on Sunday.
Take her out for some oysters, fact.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you must be eating oysters, man.
Oh.
All right, so fly on the wall, I'll say, we talked about it earlier, but like if Justin Fields walks by the owner in the hallway, like how does that go? I hope the owner doesn't come to him and pull that like, hey, see, it worked. Like, don't do that, bro. So fly on the wall, Justin Fields and Woody Johnson. What a name, too.
My fly on the wall.
Woody Johnson?
Hell of a name.
Woody.
Crazy, dude.
Woody.
Mine's Deion Dawkins
Big
and
oyster
Ashawn
guy.
Robinson. I want to know what that combo was like.
Dawkins and Ashawn?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Because it seemed cordial for a little bit.
But I just know Dawkins was like, "Oh, you take your helmet off then, tough guy." Because just the way he ripped his helmet off, it was just like, "All right, what's up?"
I'm not taking that helmet off, bro.
Nah, definitely not.
All right.
STL Memorial.
STL Memorial.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean, this is easy, right?
what is it?
It's going to Miles. 5 buckets, got to give it to him.
Yeah.
And just the way he did it. I mean, there's probably other guys, but just 5 buckets, 5 sacks in a game is just, it's just crazy. That's a lot of people's seasons, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys will have 4.5, 5, and not saying that's a bad season for some guys, but it's just to get that in one game, getting 3 sacks and like 3 sacks 3 different ways in the first half. It's just crazy.
It also creates a situation where you're playing with so much house money as a rusher.
Yeah.
Like
I have 1.5.
the way you
career
feel when you get one early in the game is like, yeah,
yeah.
it's just crazy.
Bo, do you have an STL?
I was going to give it to Miles, too. I mean, fucking 5 sacks. But let me pivot quick. Dr. Fax got there first. Let me give it to Winfield, man. He had like 3. He could have had very easily 2 defensive touchdowns. But he's just been the captain of that defense, playing really well. Want to make sure he gets some flowers. Played good, man. Had a fumble recovery, like 6 tackles, but just good leader on that defense. And I'm ready to see him fucking put one of those away. Score.
STL Memorial, Les Snead going out and getting McCreary. I mean, everybody's paying attention to that dog shit slate yesterday, and Les, who's always got his finger on the pulse, is going to improve his secondary, working the phones, rushing coverage. They got that group up front, and they look as dangerous as anybody in the NFC.
I've got an STL for Tony Sperano Jr., offensive line coach for the Colts. Obviously, JT's been exceptional this season, but the success of the run game is due in part to the performance of the O-line. He's getting those guys coached up, doing a great job. And they've also been really good in blitz pickup, too, for what it's worth.
Tony Sperano, shout out to his old man, God rest his soul, who was like, he was the one guy that during the combine, like, just saw through all the bullshit. Like, I remember at weigh-ins, I had some water, and, like, I was drinking water, and he's like, how much water have you had today? How much do you really weigh? Like, and I was like, oh, fuck, he really know. Like, his dad was just, like, such a legend, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was really glad to have been around him a little bit. Really cool to see Tony Jr. in the league doing his thing. So that's awesome.
Hollow Man.
Spencer Rattler got fucking ragdolled and little boy by Anthony Nelson. Hollow Man for me.
You really
Casual
hate
about
Spencer
it. That was
Rattler.
awesome. I just thought that play was so awesome, dude. If you knew Nelly, he's like the whitest dude ever. Great guy. A little bit boring. So, like, see a swaggy play like that out of him was so sick. Great.
Yeah, that was swaggy. After the game, I kind of peeped that in the old post-game interview. I was like, he has like the aura of a kicker, like an oversized kicker. Like he had his hands folded behind his back. Like, all right, I'm just happy to have made some plays to help my team.
Hollow Man.
Yeah.
My Hollow Man is going to A.J. Brown, sitting watching the game, probably hoping the Eagles lose without him out there so he can have all these tweets.
Oh, that's interesting.
And different things lined up.
You think he was hoping the Eagles lost?
Absolutely. With a guy who's tweeting and doing the antics that he I
No
can't
comment
think
on that one.
I cannot think that he wants the team to win without him right now.
I'm going to go Hollow Man, Raheem Morris. I just think Atlanta has it's hit rock bottom there. Like the inconsistency that they've showed, like there are some good players on that roster.
When this life makes you mad enough to kill,
it's rock bottom.
Bad enough to steal.
It's rock bottom.
You feel like you had it up to here and you mad enough to scream, but you sad enough to tear.
It's rock bottom.
That's rock bottom.
That's the best Eminem CD, dude.
It's the best.
By far.
Fire.
I'm aging myself a little bit. But honestly, I just look at the Falcons as such a disappointing team. Like they have the makings of a wild card team. Maybe not this year in the NFC, but they have. Part of it's the quarterback development not being right where it needs to be this year, but I also think the offense has just been a little bit. I know Raheem's not controlling the offense per se, but he made that hire. And I just look at like their inconsistency. Like that to me yesterday, you could lose that game, I suppose, but like to lose it like that.
Well,
that's
also
not
seeing with the Texans offense, who have been pretty much inept most of the season, what they did to that Niners defense. I think it was a pretty damning indictment of how low the floor is in the Falcons offense.
You made the Niners defense look like, hey, they're going somewhere.
Right, exactly.
And they are not. Not with that defense. Okay.
Game ball.
Game ball. My game ball is going to Chase Brown for literally saving Joe Flacco's life and maybe his season. There was a play before the second half that was supposed to be a flea flicker. And Chase Brown, after taking the handoff and turning it around, and he was supposed to pitch it back to Joe Flacco, he sees a DN screaming at Joe Flacco. And if he had pitched it back, Joe would have probably – he's an older guy. Taking a big hit like that, it might sit you down.
You think that? But this isn't rhetorical. Was that not designed at all?
I don't think it was designed.
Yeah, because I saw a highlight of it and I was like, oh, slick little play.
No, yeah, I don't think it was designed. I think he was supposed to pitch it back.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he
That's pretty impressive.
He saw it and he was like, you know what? I'm not going to pitch this. And then he actually got some yards on a broken play.
Yeah.
So, and to your point, that might be something they put in the playbook now.
Honestly, I was like, I don't know if I've seen that before. Game ball. I'm going to go all the way back to Thursday and give it to Justin Herbert.
Herbie.
They scored 37 points on Minnesota coming off that performance. Joe Alt comes back and they looked really good. And by the way, the Carson Wentz thing, this wasn't even a segue. Carson Wentz will undergo season-ending surgery on his left shoulder.
Yep.
Not a shock considering he had a giant brace on it, and like every time he got hit, it looked like the thing was about to fall off. Like
brutal.
I really felt for him in that game because when we did the Jacoby Brissett meme with the soldier guarding the baby and all the hellfire raining down on the baby, Jacoby Brissett was that soldier for Drake May. Carson Wentz is that soldier in a big way for J.J. McCarthy. He's Mel Gibson to J.J.'s Whitney Houston. And so, like, now that he's out, is it Brosmer? Are they just going to roll with the –
JJ's not ready.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I feel like JJ's been healthy enough, and they just don't want to put him behind this group. And it's like not a soft benching that it's like 100% personal. I feel like it's a soft benching where it's like, hey, for your own good, we're not going to put you through this. But now what do you do? Now that Carson's left shoulder basically fell off in that game.
Yeah, Brosmer's the backup if Mark McCarthy can't go. So
Golly. Well, do you sell if you're the Vikings?
yes.
I saw something about like somebody should try to go get Hawkinson. Like it's kind of a wild 180 from, hey, we're competing to win.
Grenard's a great call.
Grenard's a dog. If Grenard is for sale, that might be the best value edge rusher that there is.
No, I would get rid of some of their interior D line to Hargrave.
Well, they haven't been playing that well. Hargrave.
They haven't been, but
No.
I think you kind of get what I'm saying.
I do.
If they can.
I do.
I don't think they'll be able to.
Because like Kansas City would take a Hargrave.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else? Game ball? Anything? I think it's time to land.
I got one.
Oh yeah.
We talked about it.
Oh, yes.
Game ball quick. Jonathan Taylor, fucking stud. Got to give him some love. It's unbelievable. I think he's the MVP. We talked about it a lot, but got to give him game ball.
Guy's a hoss.
Stallion.
Guy's a hoss.
He's a hoss.
Your viral moment's pretty good.
Okay, I had to do a viral moment this week, and my viral moment is going to Jalen Brown of the Boston Celtics making a move on a Knicks defender and his head rubbing against the Knicks defender's stomach.
Yeah.
And when he when he brushes against his stomach,
Left a skid mark.
there is like basically a head product skid mark.
Got that Beijing? What is it?
Yeah, it's Beijing, but it's just like a hair filler, and it's just such a funny thing to happen because I just feel like now the fact that everyone knows you have that on, and it's something that like that stuff can't feel comfortable when you're sweating.
Right.
So it's just like now that people know, it's
Right.
like what's stopping me from like as a defender going like this. Like, like rubbing on your head. Or
he'd be the easiest guy to get like mad. Yeah, I just be like, he got something here. And then I'd be like, but that's crazy to have the confidence to think that like that's not going to come off. Is that like a poor job? I don't have any experience.
No,
with this,
it's
as
just
you can probably see.
it's just something that you're not supposed to be doing when you're in a full court basketball game, knowing you're about to.
But didn't Boozer do it like legendarily?
My question was gonna be about sweat.
But it's just that I think there was
Yeah, you don't
also
want the
a
Rudy
difference.
Giuliani.
I think there's also a difference because Boozer, when he did it, I think he was bald, and it was like he was putting that on, and it was sticking. Jalen Brown has hair, so I think that product is going over the current.
So
hair
why
that
was
you
Boozer
have.
doing it when he was bald? Like you're not fooling anybody.
People think you're fooling people.
No, I feel like I heard him tell a story about how like a barber just fucked him up, and then he was like, "Fuck, I got a game tonight, and it won't come off."
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's way.
And maybe it's the same thing with Jalen Brown because like
This looks insane.
this is insanity. Yeah, this is.
But the crazier thing about
like
this,
Lego
the
hair.
crazier thing about this, there's a lot of guys who get hairline. It's hairline enhancements, and so that your hairline just looks a little darker, and it's basically like a temporary ink.
Yeah, it's like a henna tattoo
It's
for
kinda
somebody
like
who's
a-
got a receding hairline.
Exactly, and so that was just a funny moment.
Why not get an actual henna tattoo? Because that lasts like a long time. I've seen dudes that get henna tattoos on spring break and they're stuck with it. Brennan Schmidt, he got a henna tattoo. It was the dumbest henna tattoo in college, and like he got it like during like I forget when, but it lasted through like the bowl game, and I was like, bro, this is bullshit, dude. You couldn't henna tattoo something on your head? There's got to be a better way.
It could be for sure.
Or just go bald, dude. Might be time.
Might be time.
That's crazy.
That's everyone's toughest thing in the NBA, I guess.
That's
to
got-
go ball.
That's got to be a tough one.
All right,
Okay.
Monday Night Football. Commanders at Chiefs. Chiefs are 10-point favorites with a total set at 48 per BetMGM.
And as we
Why does this feel like 28-20 on a backdoor cover or something? I don't know. What's the injury situation at wide receiver for the Commanders?
So I'm gonna pull it up.
Sorry, Reed. Go ahead and.
Oh, isn't Terry back? Isn't Scary back tonight? Scary Terry.
Yeah.
He makes a difference, right?
Yeah, it makes a difference, but you're really going to have to run the football. I mean, that's going to be the key to the whole thing.
You know what I like for a prop bet? I don't know what his over rushing yards is, but I like the way Mariota runs.
Yeah.
I think he runs very well. And like when they run the plays, their little lead wham or whatever quarterback run.
Yeah.
Whenever he's in, I think he does actually a really good job.
No, he's got a high floor as a backup, but the problem is like we've kind of gotten accustomed to seeing the Chiefs play teams maybe with a backup quarterback. Like you think of like about the time where Browning almost beat him, or maybe he beat him. I can't remember. It was a big game like late in the season, and the point is that's like looks a lot more possible when you keep the points down. The safety play on this Commanders team, like the play in the secondary has been just atrocious, and the pass rush is just not something you're afraid of. So I don't know if there's a game script where the Chiefs don't run away with it. The only way I see the Commanders, and I say all this, watch it be a dogfight, but I just like
Chiefs will be down. Josh Simmons and Trey Smith is listed as doubtful.
yeah, the
dealing with
Simmons
back
thing they've
issue.
been used to.
Mhm.
We'll see about the Trey Smith thing, but gosh, man, I don't want to overthink this one.
Does feel like backdoor cover written all over it.
I don't know. I don't want to overthink it, but 28-20 was the first number off my dome, so I'm kind of worried about. And maybe a stay away. Hey, BetMGM, make it legendary. Just watch the game Monday night. Like that would be something, wouldn't it? Like maybe I could take my own fucking advice.
And as you're watching this game, we're going to end the show here, but maybe we can have some tonight. But we got a little turkey for the boys. Last
We do?
week we had some turkey. This week we have some turkey.
The guy who visited us last week.
Oh no shit. Are you serious? Damn, dog. Thank you. That looks terrific.
Oh man,
I'm a little jelly, I'm not going to lie. That looks good.
a little jealous. You should be.
A little jealous.
What up? This is incredible.
Oh my God. You're so great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
John.
thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Oh my God.
That's so good.
Now, was this the gentleman we met last week?
Yep.
What a week he had.
What a week he had, man.
What's your bucket list, sir? I want to go see the Green Light Pie live. Then I want him to eat me on air.
That was his make-a-wish.
Oh my God, you did it to me.
These are delicious.
You did it to me.
What?
You put mayonnaise on it. Is that mayonnaise? No. Oh, thank God. I was about to say, y'all snuck some mayonnaise in. I hate mayonnaise. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck yeah.
Look at that.
Chris is rocking that
That's
undercover
delicious.
brother attitude.
Shout out to Kelly Bronze.
Oh, yeah. My guy Judd, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, take a victory lap real quick.
Getting ready to feed the nation here in a little bit.
Judd, tell us
yeah.
about these sandwiches.
Hey, it's simple. I just baked the turkey according to our instructions, just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I threw them on a slider so you can actually, get it into your mouth without a fork and a knife.
Do you have any oysters?
I got a good oyster hookup.
You do?
I really do. Yeah. I found them about 3 years ago.
No shit.
Yeah. When I call the order in, they go get them that day. It's just unreal.
You want to have an oyster boil Saturday?
A couple dudes hanging out.
I don't know if Nate told you
really
this,
gonna
but he
be
loves
close.
oysters. He's like a huge
I
oyster
assume
guy.
that this is a joke that he doesn't love oysters.
No, he does.
No, I do.
He does. He thinks if you eat them, you can't control yourself. After
Oh, I got you.
Control yourselves tonight. We're going to be munching some turkey. You don't have to bet this game. That's my message to you. You could just sit and maybe a first touchdown prop. What do we think on first touchdown props?
Oh,
Bill.
Mariota.
Oh, shit.
Sneak.
Rasheed Rice.
I'm coming, bro. I'll be down in a second. Sorry. All right. So we got to go. You take care, everybody.
Y'all take care.